Let's do it. We're all over the map. It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app, not to mention the aforementioned YouTube channel where you can watch the show. And I would advocate you doing that and leaving comments where we will get you involved. You can also get involved like anyone else at 800-919-3776. I got to turn down the volume as I'm watching the YouTube show at the same time as doing the show so I can see the comments. So let's do that. Let's get our act together and let's get going. We've got a few different things to get to. My compadre will be over here shortly. He is making his way over from doing Get Up this morning as he does each and every Friday with Greeny and the crew. All right. Couple of different things we're starting with today. Number one, just a little Thursday night football. Holy crap, you can have the Buffalo Bills. I mean, that was just a flat-out embarrassment that you go down to Houston, and I know how good their defense is, but to lose that game the way that they did, to get sacked 8 times, come on. Josh Allen, how many of those were his fault? At least 4 or 5. Dude, get rid of the football. And when he does get rid of the football, he's getting picked all over the place. Now, granted, that's just a really bad night for Josh Allen. But it speaks to me to the larger issue around the Bills this season, and that is just this. I don't trust them. We talked about the teams like the Bills, like the Chiefs, like the Ravens, who are the older school teams, meaning of the last few years that have had a lot of success, and whether or not they are falling off. Well, I fully believe, even though they're 7-4, the Bills are falling off. I really do. And there is no part of them that I would trust. And I honestly think that come the end of this season, there may be some long, hard looks at where they're headed and at what their leadership is. Because when people talk about the window being closed on them, it very well may be. Now, for Josh Allen, it's the first of 2 windows you generally get during the course of your career, so that doesn't mean anything with him. But when it comes to the head coach, Sean McDermott, that's where this gets interesting for the Giants. Can you imagine for a moment if the Bills actually did not make the playoffs this year? Now, 7-4, do I think that's likely? I don't. But let's even say make the playoffs and a first-round exit. It's still going to have a lot of people frustrated up there. And I wonder if they might feel like, just at the end, that maybe they have run their course when it comes to their head coach. And if that's the case, Sean McDermott should be toward the top of the Giants' head coaching candidates list. He would absolutely be someone that's had a lot of success, and while he hasn't gotten a team over the top, I trust everything that he's going to bring to restore the organization to respectability. That's what this is about right now. Don't get me the coach that I know is definitively going to put us in a position to win the Super Bowl. Hey, that guy virtually doesn't exist right now. And with that being the case, all I need to do is rebuild what I've got here. And I don't mean a complete teardown. I just mean start to build it the right way and actually become a relevant football team again. This stretch, my God, it has been so bad. Even the playoff year, I never felt great about where they were. I never felt great about it. So if you want to start to look toward the future now with the Giants, which is, for Pete's sake, all you really have to do, then maybe you could start thinking about McDermott being added to that list. I'm not convinced that the Bills are going to let him go altogether or that they're mutually going to part ways, but I'm not convinced that they're not. Because, geez, you can have the Bills. I do not trust them as being one of those teams like the Chiefs where I will say, you want to tell me they're dead, show me the body. Okay? I'm not going to believe in that when it comes to Kansas City yet. Baltimore, I still have my beliefs that they can be okay, but I also understand that we have not seen Lamar Jackson look great lately, and even though they've won 4 in a row, it's not like it's been necessarily all that pretty. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the Giants themselves. Whether or not Jaxson Dart's playing is inconsequential right now. What's more important is that he doesn't play. I don't know why you would run him out there this week if he clears protocol for the sake of playing the Lions in Detroit. I don't understand it. Jaxson Dart, and you will hear people consistently say this, the only way for him to get better is to play. Oh, totally agree. Totally agree. The way that I would look at that, though, is I need him to be able to be available to play for longer stretches than just a game or two. When I'm dealing with somebody that has taken multiple shots at concussions this year and has been evaluated for them 4 different times, who knows how many he's had, whether he's had 2 or just this 1 or what it's been. If it's the case that you have a quarterback who you are staking an awful lot on in the future, especially when you're going to have a top 5 pick this year, and you roll him back out there sooner than you need to when he's been evaluated for 4 concussions, well, dear God, you deserve whatever happens to you at that point. I just don't understand why you would even consider that when just being a little bit more cautious for the moment just would make way too much sense across the board. Again, it's about getting back to a respectable organization. This has not been respectable for a while, even though it was a playoff team a few years ago. It's really not. Really hasn't been that respectable with the on-the-field product since they won the last Super Bowl in 2011. If you go and look at everything that's happened since, I don't know how you could believe otherwise. So, again, if you're Mike Kafka and you're trying to make your case, the first thing you do in making your case is show that you care about the organization first and foremost and the long-term health of the team and the long-term health of the quarterback. You also don't call any designed run plays. Jordan and I were arguing about this the other day. I would not call a designed run play for Jaxson Dart for the rest of this season. Why would I possibly do that? When you are a quarterback of his skill and you can make plays by using your legs instead of your arm, that can be awfully tempting. But the best way to protect yourself is to not be asked to do it intentionally. When you can go make plays with your legs by extending plays and giving a chance for somebody else to get open, or by taking off and running, you have a much better chance of being able to slide and protect yourself in general. So, with all of that being the case, I do not need to rush him back out there. Jameis was fine last week. Let him play again and just go from there and figure it out. But even if he's ready, why? Why? Just be smart. Just be cautious. There's no reason not to be. Then there's Abdul Carter. Let's go here, dude. Okay? You're annoyed with everything that's been going on around you. You were annoyed with the way the narrative came out that you slept through a meeting where you were getting treatment, or you slept through walkthrough where you were getting treatment. Whatever it was, you made the mistake. You owned the mistake, but you really didn't because you got annoyed that people were saying that you fell asleep. Well, it might be semantics. Bart talks about the fact that you could be getting treatment in the dark. You could be getting treatment and closing your eyes and letting somebody else just do their work on you, and it might look like you're asleep, but you're actually not. Whatever it is, that's how this came out, and you haven't looked good. Let's talk about issue number 1, a half a sack. You've had 2.5 or whatever it is wiped out by penalties this year, and I sympathize to that. But when I look at Abdul Carter and I look at what Brian Burns has done, the ability to take advantage of that, of his presence on the other side, is alarming. Same thing for Kayvon Thibodeau, by the way. Abdul Carter and Brian Burns both have the exact same pass rush win rate this season. and that is 17%. One of those guys has got 13 sacks. One of those guys has got a half a sack. One of those guys is certainly drawing more attention than the other. Look at the team that they played last week. Micah Parsons draws more attention than Rashawn Gary does. Understandably so. Micah Parsons going into the game last week had 6.5 sacks. I believe he had 1.5 or 2.5. He's got 8 or 8.5 now. He was double-teamed 20% of the time this year going into last week. Rashawn Gary, going into this past week, had 7.5 sacks. So he was actually leading the team playing opposite Micah Parsons. He had been double-teamed 3% of the time. What is Rashawn Gary doing? Taking advantage of the opportunity to play opposite somebody like Micah Parsons and going out there and eating. Abdul Carter, for a number 3 overall pick, for what I would think that most people felt like it was the safest pick in the draft, really went out there and was not capitalizing as much as he can. And when you have those same win rates, but you're not getting home, and then you have other minor off-the-field things come up, like sleeping through a walkthrough or missing a walkthrough, whatever happened, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. You don't get to be the guy that is going to hold up the Giants championship belt at Monday Night Raw and expect the crowd to go nuts. That's not how this goes. Welcome to the big city. How about some production? That would be a nice change of pace. Could we possibly see that? For me, it might be reasonable to ask for that. I don't think it's too nuts. Number 3, the Jets. We were kicking this around this morning. Is it really all that important to start to see some real progress this year? And by that, I mean winning games the rest of this season. I'm not talking about Sunday. I don't expect them to beat the Baltimore Ravens. And if we're going to be fair, I'm thrilled that Tyrod Taylor is starting, but we also understand that it's not like Tyrod Taylor is a world beater. We have seen him not exactly light the world on fire already once this year. The one thing I know is he's going to be more capable at throwing the football. Well, the Jets are 2-8, headed for 2-9. I really want to know from the Jet fan right now, how important is it to you to win a couple of games here the rest of the way? Because we're facing a draft that does not have the surefire guy at the very top like we saw a few years ago with Trevor Lawrence. Now, granted, it hasn't turned out that way, but you understand what I'm saying. The surefire guy that everybody agrees on, that at least for the short term you're going to feel good about. That guy, at the moment, does not seem to exist. You have got 5 first-round picks the next 2 years. You have got so many options at your hands. I would actually argue in other years where I've been mad that the Giants have won games that they didn't need to win because I felt like it hurt them in a position of getting the quarterback they wanted when they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to do that. Yes, the mentality is to win, but there are ways to put yourself in that position. I remember being absolutely thrilled when Henry Ruggs caught the bomb and Greg Williams sold out on the blitz, and the Jets ended up losing to the Raiders only to come back a week or two later and meaninglessly beat the Rams, upset the Rams in L.A., and what did it do? It took them out of the number 1 overall pick. Then it was Zach Wilson, and the rest is academic at that point. So having said all of that, it's not that important to me that the Jets fall apart. It's really not. It's not that important to me that the Jets have the number 1 pick right now because they have done the right thing in setting themselves up with these trades for the future. I don't want to tank the rest of the way. I think it's important enough for Aaron Glenn to actually win games the rest of this season. I would say I probably only feel this way when teams are down toward the bottom, maybe 25% of the time, especially when they don't have their franchise quarterback in place. When you do have your franchise quarterback in place, it's more likely that I'm going to believe that you need to win games as such. I look at this right now. I don't feel like there's a lock. I think most of us feels like there's not a lock at the top of the draft at the moment. Could end up being Fernando Mendoza. Who knows? What I know is, with all those picks, the Jets are going to have plenty of opportunities to get themselves into place to get the guy. Go win games. This season, or this week, beyond. After Baltimore, you've got Atlanta, Miami, at Jacksonville, at New Orleans. Before the last two games of the year are New England and at Buffalo. Is it too much to ask that the Jets would actually win 2 to 3 of those games? Is it too much to ask that they would beat Atlanta, that they would beat Miami, that they would beat New Orleans? Maybe have a chance against Jacksonville? Is that too much? I don't think it is. I would like to see the coach have something more to show for this season than just a top pick. I would like to see the coach be able to say at the end of the year, you know what, we started getting somewhere. And our guys are understanding what the expectations are, and we've got a decent foundation upon which to build. At 2-15, that's a tough sell, man. That's a very tough sell. Unless you're just so super locked in on Mendoza, that is a really tough sell. So I would ask the Jet fan, just how important is it to you to win the rest of this season? I would think it would be somewhat important to get a chance to win games and put yourself in a better spot, just mentally going into the offseason. Okay, last one, number 4. Before we get to the calls, and the lines are open right now, starting to fill up at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Also, on the YouTube chat, by all means, go there, and we will get your comments in. It is over on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Little bit of baseball. Brian Cashman sleeping out last night, as he does every year, to raise money for Covenant House. And, by the way, does a terrific job with that. I know I get on Cashman a lot, but between the climbing down the the building in Stamford, whatever the hell that thing is, that rappelling from the building, which, you can have that, by the way. I'll write the check instead. I give him credit for doing all of these things. Now, there does seem to be a little disconnect between Hal and Brian. Just the tiniest of disconnects. And that is around that $300 million payroll number. We understand that Hal wants that number to be lower than 3 if it's possible in order to win games. Well, this is an adapt or die situation, as life often is. Adapt or die. Certainly, as it can be with your professional situations. Adapt or die. Look at what's been going on. The Dodgers have won 3 out of the last 6 World Series. We always hear year after year they could be adding even more. They could be in on Cody Bellinger this offseason. Dear God, when does it end? So, I went back to Spotrac because this is not about George. This is not about any of that. What it's about is where the priorities have shifted with the Yankees. In 2024, the Dodgers led baseball in revenue with $752 million. The Yankees were second with $728 million. So the Dodgers made $24 million more in revenue than the Yankees did in 2024. Fast forward to this year, and if you want to point to the fact that those were the two teams in the World Series, you can, but I don't think the difference between the Dodgers or the Yankees making the World Series and the Mets, who made the NLCS, is $300 million in revenue just because they got one round farther. That's not it. Fast forward to this year. The Yankees spent $362 million between payroll and payroll tax. $310 million in payroll, $52 million in tax. Okay? So, I'm going to get out a calculator because I'm not that bright, and I certainly have no interest in really doing any math of any sort. And I'm going to subtract $352 million from $728 million. And I come away left with $376 million at this little lemonade stand in the Bronx. Okay? So in theory, between what the Yankees spent this year and what they made the year before, there's $376 million laying around. Okay? Although, a lot of operating costs and all that. The Dodgers. We told you they made $752. This year, they spent $549. $399 million in payroll and $150 million in payroll tax. If you subtract $549 million from $752 million, you are left with $203 million. The Yankees, ergo, made a lot more money and spent less. Their overall number was not twice what the Dodgers was net, but it was more than 150% to 170% of what the Dodgers number was. What's the priority? The priority is making money. That happens. I understand that is the family business when it comes to the New York Yankees. The team is what makes them money. And if I were Hal, would there be times when I would be aggravated as a team like the Rays finds their way into competing for a couple of years? Yeah. When I spend that kind of money and I'm not getting that return, yeah. I also might consider firing the general manager at some point and actually bring in new people and getting new perspectives on things, but that doesn't seem to be an option since Brian basically should have his last name legally changed to Steinbrenner because he is the fifth. So if the priority is going to be simply making money, then mission accomplished. I'm not breaking any ground here. But if you want to win, at some point, you need to start acting differently when you look at who has had the success over the last few years. It's not coincidence that the team that outspent the Yankees by, $150 million is the team that ended up winning 3 of the last 6 World Series and beating the Yankees in the World Series. Not a coinky-dink. So, where's the decision? Well, what's important? Is it just doing that? Is it just making $400 million? And it very well may be, and that appears to be the case. So if I were you guys, I'd settle in. Because the Yankees are not cheap, but the Yankees are not going to go the extra mile in any way. The Dodgers are going to go the extra mile because they have prioritized winning, period. Listen, you've got all kinds of things coming in the foreground along the lines of a possible work stoppage, trying to get a salary cap, all those kinds of things. The Dodgers have taken the opportunity now to skirt the very, very large limitations of the rules and go out and spend all they could to capitalize now. When you can quantify what the difference is, that's frustrating. That's frustrating. If the revenues were so much different, if it was the Dodgers with $1.5 billion in revenue and the Yankees with half that, it would be easier to see. You're just not willing to go out and instead of $376 million, make $204 million. Okay. It's not my money. I can sit there and criticize that if you want, but it's not my money. And it does come down to how much does it really matter in the end, but still $170 million a year. They're not exactly just going to hand that away. Here's what I'm telling you. Settle in. More of the same. Nothing's changing because nobody else in baseball is willing to do what the Dodgers are willing to do. And the Yankees and the Mets might be the only two teams that are actually capable of doing that. The Mets, just for context's sake, had a $400 million payroll this year. $328 in payroll tax, or in payroll, $71 million in tax. The Mets also, their total revenues for 2024 were only $444 million. So they only made $44 million in profit as a team after what they had with the payroll. So Steve Cohen prioritized things a little bit differently. You want to beat the Dodgers, you want to be the Yankees, you got to get back to being the Yankees. That's all there is to it. Again, not splitting the atom, and I understand that. Sometimes it just helps to hear actual numbers and what it all means. It's Bart and Carlin. We are just getting started at 800-919-3776. The lines are filling up. I will certainly take your comments on YouTube. Mr. Scott will be here momentarily. Mr. Canty will be here as well later on. There is so much on the way. Once again, I say this. Settle in.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Extensive delays continue with the George Washington Bridge, all tied into a crash that's been out there all morning on the Cross Bronx Expressway. As you go eastbound between Jerome Avenue and Webster Avenue, it's 2 left lanes that are closed. Fuel spill still being cleaned up. The impact on the George Washington Bridge has been monumental. 2 hours for the upper level, 45 to 60 minutes for the lower level. The Holland and Lincoln Tunnel still rough, at least a 45-minute jam of the Lincoln Tunnel, close to 30 minutes over at the Holland Tunnel. I'm Matt Ward on 880 ESPN New York.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on the team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Right now at Bay Ridge Honda, experience the wonder of holiday savings on Honda cars, trucks, and SUVs during Happy Honda Days, like the Accord SE, only $239 per month, or the all-wheel drive Honda Ridgeline for only $289 a month. These clearance deals won't last long. Plus, receive thousands in benefits and savings with their Bay Ridge Plus Advantage plan. Upfront pricing, total peace of mind. Visit BayRidgeHonda.com. 36 months lease, 7,500 miles per year, $38.99 down, plus tax, tag, and fees. See dealer for full details.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Motley Crue, the return of the Carnival of Sins. Friday, July 31st, PNC Bank Arts Center. The Crew celebrates the 20th anniversary of Carnival of Sins. Motley Crue, with performances by Tesla and Extreme. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Motley Crue, part of the Cadillac Tri-State Concert Series.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
He's here. What do you got, a Hot Pocket? What are we starting today? Oh, a little ham and Swiss croissant for Bart Scott today. And let me stand up. Do me a favor, stand up for the camera.
What is Bart eating?
No, it's stand up for the cameras because today Bart has got on, is this a wool set? Is that what you would call it?
100% cashmere.
100% cashmere. Like sweatshirt and sweatpants that are just...
I even got cashmere on my shoes.
You're so relatable.
I got to get in the camera.
You do look good. You do, but I like that.
I wasn't trying to look good. I was trying to look warm.
Well,
it's cold as that fish grease outside.
Yeah, what is going on, man? Like it just... Here we go again. I don't want to complain about it,
it's
but like we're hitting that time when it's just going to be cold and gray.
Yeah, and we're doing it.
That's the worst.
And we're doing it early too.
The movie Groundhog Day.
Yeah,
you ever see that movie?
Yes, one of my favorites.
So I used to describe that's what Syracuse was like because there's a line in that movie when somebody asks him what the forecast is.
Yeah,
and he's in the middle of going through it, and he goes, "It's going to be cold. It's going to be gray."
Yeah.
And it's going to last for the rest of your life. That's what this really is going to start feeling like here shortly.
Well, that means when I walk outside, somebody's going to try and sell me insurance.
Ned Ryerson? Needle-nose Ned the head?
How you been, Ned?
Dated your sister in high school till you told me to stop?
Can't believe my Red Wings lost, man.
Really? Is that where we're starting today?
I'm just saying, I can't believe they got their butt whooped by the Islanders. Come on.
A superior team in the Islanders.
Hey, stop it. Oh, that's what you hanging your hat on? What they still playing in UBS or they playing in the Hamptons? Where they playing at now?
UBS.
A better arena than Detroit.
Oh no! Whoa!
Wow!
Whoa! They playing Detroit playing in the new stadium, right? Don't they play it in the same place as the Pistons?
Yeah, Little Caesars, and
What
UBS is new too.
Man, quit playing.
Okay.
They put y'all as far as they could. They damn near could have put y'all in Europe. That's how far east y'all are.
I did 25 minutes on 5 different topics to just get us rolling and get us in 4 different directions. And Tom, not only, Bart goes into the Red Wings, and then Tom, instead of trying to help move us in the right direction, then just pours lighter fluid on it.
Well, would you rather be in Detroit or on Long Island?
I'm good right now.
Detroit? Don't act like Long Island is New York now.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app. All right, I'll throw a few different things at you where I started. All right?
Sure.
Number 1, last night, you can have the Bills. I have no use for the Bills. And listen, Josh Allen had a bad night.
They still could have won that game, though.
And they still could have won the game, but they didn't. And he's got 8 sacks, and probably 5 of them were his fault.
Yeah.
Because you will not give up on a play, and I just don't get it. I thought you had grown up a little bit.
Thought you was watching Justin Fields?
He looked like it at times when he kept holding on to the ball. That was a very frustrating game for me because when we have spent time the last few days talking about the possibility of these teams like the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Bills maybe being toward the end, I wasn't ready to throw dirt on them yet. I'll throw a handful on the Bills today. Not saying they're done, but I'm saying they're not doing anything significant right now.
Well, they're heavily flawed. And listen, you talk about yesterday, no Curtis Samuel, no Kincaid.
You still got Knox.
Yeah. I just think that there's nobody that Justin Fields really trusts outside of Shakur and no Coleman as well, right?
Yep.
So you think about Coleman and second healthy scratch, his immaturity and stuff like that, and coming under scrutiny when you talk about him dancing on the sideline, not looking like he's upset about not playing the week before, and nobody can create separation on them. That's the thing, right? They always talk about Josh Allen. Oh, he completed passes to 9 different receivers. That's not good. That's like Mike Brown playing everybody on his roster. That means you don't trust. Like, what are we talking about? So
I mean, you're looking for an answer,
right? And who can Josh Allen really trust? I mean, he's trying to go to big play Gabe. That's based off of chemistry that they had years ago.
Okay, so this was one. Off of that, McDermott is a guy that if they actually split with at the end of the year, I would put on the Giants list.
Yeah,
because it's not about whether or not somebody can get you over the hump. You need to get somebody to get you to the hump.
Yeah.
You need somebody who's going to build back a respectability to your team, and I feel like Sean McDermott is that kind of guy.
No, he's definitely that type of guy. I mean, he's impressed me. He's a defensive guy, but he's also a guy that on the flip side, he's built and made the right decisions when you talk about moving on from who was there first? It was another quarterback there.
J.P. Lozman?
No, it was another quarterback there that was the offensive coordinator before he moved on to Joe
you're talking
Brady.
about Ken Dorsey.
Yeah, Ken Dorsey.
Yeah.
Right? And so, had Leslie Frazier decide to move on from him. But he seems like a good decision maker. Had Brian Daboll. So he's been a guy that I feel like other coaches respect, and he has a big enough network to be able to attract some of the youngest and brightest minds to the offensive side when you consider if you bring him here, can he get this organization going in the right direction? I would have to say yes.
Number 3, in relation to the Giants, number 1, let's say subset A, I would say that I still believe there's no reason to play Dart this week. And they may, but I don't think there's any reason to do it.
I don't know, especially against the Lions. Lions should be a little bit ticked off.
Yeah, I don't see why that would make sense.
Let me have Jameis.
If he is, let's just say he clears protocol by tomorrow, there's still no need to do it. You make him number 3.
Is the reports that he's practiced? Has he practiced?
It's limited. He's practiced limited. He's still not out of the protocol.
So I'm about to say, limited means that he hasn't had the opportunity.
He's doing individual things.
But to go full speed to see if your symptoms come back.
Right.
That's one of the measures you have to do. You have to go through a full practice.
So you don't think he'll play?
Nah, because today would be Fast Fridays. And, practices are like an hour and 20 minutes on Fridays. It's pretty much a dress rehearsal moving really fast. I don't know if he will have the time to be able to ramp himself up and play at full speed to be able to see if he's going to have, symptoms the next day.
All right. Next one, Abdul Carter. After the week that you've had, this should be a get angry week This should be I start to take advantage of things week. A couple of different things I want to throw at you statistically. 17%. Same pass rush win rate as Brian Burns. Brian Burns has 13 sacks. Mm-hmm. He has a half a sack. He's had a couple wiped out, but he has a half a sack.
Yeah, got to learn how to finish.
Number 2, what we talked about in going into last week. You had Micah Parsons with 6.5 sacks. Rashawn Gary was 7.5. Micah Parsons had been double-teamed 20% of the time. Rashawn Gary was 3% of the time.
Yeah.
In other words, Rashawn Gary was taking advantage of opportunities. Yep. This is what we need to see from Carter.
See, I don't know if Carter's going to say, well, some of those I'm not even on the field. It's Thibodeau.
Oh, he will. I included Thibodeau in that too.
Yeah.
I included Thibodeau in that too. But when you're winning at the same rate, you may not be on the field for the same amount of snaps.
Yeah.
But when you're winning at the same rate, I don't expect him to have 13 sacks.
Yeah.
Could he have 5 sacks?
Yeah, he has to learn how to finish too.
Yep.
And learn how to make sure that he finished the task. I mean, the crazy part is last night was a great example. You saw Will Anderson getting busy, and then they opened it up for Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter ended up with 2 sacks and ended up with 1. The problem is, in my opinion, too, for his side, is maybe Dexter Lawrence isn't doing his job to a good enough effect to be able to make sure that guys can't step up.
Is he because he was in the backfield a decent amount last week?
Yeah,
is he just not doing it enough? But again, I would also point this out too. Remember what Carl Banks said a few weeks ago about
nobody fears you,
and about a backup 9-year center and all that.
Yeah,
guess who was playing a backup center last week? The Packers. Packers were playing a backup center. Elton Jenkins was hurt.
Wow.
So he had some success, and he was doing some things, but you know what I mean?
And that, to me, that goes all to the defensive coordinator, too. What are we doing? Like, how can we get these guys going? How can we get them matched up? How can we, figure out a way to run some games? How can we not, if we have to get the one-on-one, mug up the linebacker so the center can't go help so we can get a one-on-one and then exit after that?
All right, last one. Jets. When I look at the schedule, and I don't want to go through the whole thing, but there are very winnable games here in the next few.
Yeah.
How important is it? You put up the number 3 just now.
It's 3 that they should get.
But how important is it to get the 3 for just everybody feeling a little bit better about where this whole thing is headed?
For me, it's about if they get the 3, but they get the 3 with guys like somebody told me how to say it. I guess they said he doesn't like being called A.D. Mitchell.
Adonai.
Yeah,
Mitchell.
so it's like Adonai.
Yeah.
So Adonai.
Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah. So Adonai Mitchell, if they're winning and he's showing progress, and then eventually I get Garrett Wilson with them, and I can see what that looks like.
And Mechie.
Yeah, and Mechie, and put Garrett in the slide, put Garrett at the X, put Garrett as a Z, and see how those combinations work. And you win, then I'm good. But if you just win and then we don't get the performance that we want from the offensive side, then I'm be upset because I'm like, we getting better draft picks and we're getting farther and farther. It's going to take more. Some people had the Jets giving up their first 2 first-round draft picks this year to move up to number 1 in front of Tennessee to get like the number 1 pick to take Mendoza.
I don't know that you need to do that.
I mean, because somebody's going to come up.
No, I understand. The best part about this is you can go win games because you have options. Mm-hmm. That's the best part about the situation right now. I'm excited that you're here. You look good. That's what's most important. However you feel you're warming up.
I'm still cold, yeah.
You want me to give you a hug?
No, you know what? They had the Gary Apple. Yeah, I'll take a hug. They had the Gary Apple, temperature in there.
Yeah, here's the thing. For those, these studios, because of all the lights, it can get up there very hot. So a lot of people on the air in these television studios like the temperature dropped quite a bit so they're not sweating. Gary Apple likes it sub-zero.
Yeah.
I do as when I was doing TV, I did it as well. As I have often said, the crew in the studio knew that if my nipples could not cut glass, this was not cold enough.
It's like Gary Apple, man, are you zoomed or something, man? Are you dead? Wake up, Gary! Gary! Okay, he's still alive. Thought he's preserving the body over there. What the hell are we doing, brother?
All right. The lines are filling up, and I'm excited to talk to a lot of you next at 800-919-3776. Bart is here. We've got it all. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, reminding you about the ESPN New York holiday party. Both the Michael Kay Show and Don Hahn and Rosenberg are bringing the holiday cheer at your mother's house in Garden City, Long Island, Friday, December. Excuse me. Wow.
Friday on. Come on, Tom, play a break or something.
Damn.
We're in the middle of a read. I don't think I can do that.
Yeah.
We're once again collecting.
We're back, though.
Unwrapped toy donations this year to benefit the Garden Dreams Foundation. That's at your mother's house in Garden City, Long Island, Garden City Park, Long Island, Friday, December 12th. It all kicks off 1 p.m., December 12th at your mother's house. It's brought to you by Amazon Pickup, Security Dodge, and Spiked Aid. You are next.
This is the Michael Kay Show.
The Giants are kind of like the Wild Wild West. How is it possible for rookies to be running this wild? When you see teams that are bad, there's a reason they're bad. There's something wrong in the building. And with the Giants, there's something wrong in the building. There's got to be some level of discipline. There just has to be. How could there not be? You let Cam Scatterable put himself in harm's way?
The Michael Kay Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern. FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. Only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/Peter to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-OPEN-WIRE. Text OPEN-WIRE 467-369.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Michelle's Moment here for Gainbridge and their Give Back program, Gainbridge Assist, powered by Parity. Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assist, powered by Parity's goal is to empower girls and women through sports and education, providing 32 organizations in 21 states $222 of grant funding during 2025. These grants aim to level the playing field and expand access to sports and education for girls and women across the country. Here's to a future with no limits for women's sports with Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assist, powered by Parity.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
ESPN New York is throwing a holiday party you don't want to miss. Join us Friday, December 12th at your mother's house in Garden City Park. We'll be broadcasting the Michael Kay Show live from 1 to 3, followed by Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg from 3 to 7, all while supporting a great cause. Bring a toy to benefit the Garden of Dreams Foundation and help make the season brighter for local kids in need. It's the ESPN New York Holiday Party, Friday, December 12th, brought to you by Spiked Aid, Security Dodge, Amazon Pickup, and ESPN New York.
Let's do it. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. Ira, Staten Island, up first today. Ira, how important is it for you? Because you've been downtrodden all season long. I just want to know, how important is it to get some of these wins down the stretch of the season?
Well, the way I feel about it right now, I'm showing little glimpses of Glenn in a positive way. I still don't believe he's going to make it as a head coach of the Jets. But to me, it's more important, like you described to your audience. I'd rather see them win some games down the stretch here. And to Bart's point, with some of the younger players, see if they're going to bring them back next year. I think that's more important because of the deals they made with the trades. And listen, if they're in love with Mendoza and any other quarterback that they want, they have the ammunition to move up and get them. So you might as well see if Glenn's going to be your head coach. So let's see if you can win a couple of games, and they should win 2 or 3 of the remaining games.
Are you back, Ira? Are you back with us, or are you still, stepping aside?
No, I was never off.
Yeah, I'm just saying as far as the games.
No, but you were talking about not re-upping your tickets and then just going to the secondary market.
That I'm still on the fence. I don't know if my heart's going to allow it. My mind and financially says I should, but I don't know if my heart's going to allow me to do it.
Understood. And I don't blame you for that. I really don't. It would be a difficult, even though you'd still be going to the games and all that, there's something to be said about we're sitting in the same seats and we have been forever, and this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what I do. Ira, for Pete's sake, travels a lot.
Yeah, travels
on
the
the road.
road. Yeah, that's commitment.
Listen, I think it's really important that you're feeling better going into the offseason. If you're just seeing, and again, I'm not talking about who the quarterback is or any of that. The rest of it has to feel like we're still not the worst.
Yeah. I mean, if they rattle off 3 and they win 5, you're going to feel fine. Like, you're going to be confident that, okay, at worst, growth would be 9 next year or 8, and we win some of these close games that we lost.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be optimistic, and you say, hey, we're going to be able to improve this team in 2 years. We just got to figure out next year. You just got to figure out next year a little bit, and hopefully, the Jets do the right thing. And what I really love is I love that offensive line, man. I'm curious to see how they're going to supplement it. John Simpson is, a free agent.
AVT is what I'm curious about, too.
Yes. Because even when you look at the free agency early rankings, they have him number 6 behind well,
the ability is not questioned.
Right.
It's the availability that's questioned. That's it. And I get that. But that's a lot of money to try to throw into somebody that you're not sure they're going to be out there.
I know the Steelers used to love that. They wanted him bad coming out.
Yeah. And listen,
I just would hate to let something go. I would hate to let something go and he stays healthy and somebody get the benefit from him.
I know.
I feel like you didn't get your money's worth. So you feel like let's try at least get one year when we get our money's worth. Because I need to get Tippmann back to center.
How about David and Elizabeth? He's next. All right, how important is it for you now to see some wins down this stretch?
It's very important because we're going to evaluate the rest of our staff and evaluate what we have as a team as a whole. I think, honestly, with the rest of these games, they should be able to evaluate if they're going to keep Wilkes, which I think they should move on from. Last but not least, evaluate the rest of the talent, who they're going to keep. Not for nothing, if they're going to, at any chance, be like, oh, should we keep Brees? I think that's just foolish. And that's, franchise malpractice. But, that's definitely something that they should definitely look into. And I just want to say this. Like you were just saying, Chef, we need to be competitive. We need to see if Glenn could really coach and get the guys to all buy in. And, as far as quarterback, we all know it's a dog poop show, and we'll try to figure that out when we cross that path. But,
Again, I think Bart makes the best point about the quarterback thing right now, and that is just simply that I want to be able to properly evaluate what I have at receiver with the 2 guys in Mitchell and in Mechie over the last part of the year.
Yeah.
The thing about Mitchell is that I just don't have the best feeling about is the kind of mistakes he's made in the past and what we saw a little bit of last week.
Yeah, he was a little young. You're talking about him dropping the ball.
Dropping the ball, but also just he's entirely too physically gifted to not be more than he is.
Yeah, but he was in a place where he wasn't getting. Pierce he's actually leads them in receptions and yards per game. Then you have Pittman's
very good.
Very good. Then you got Josh
Downs, who's okay.
He's a different type of receiver. So he's got you put in a slot. And then when Ty Warren comes, it's like, man, when I'm going to get my opportunities to be he's probably never gotten 40 snaps consecutively.
Yeah.
And that's half the game. You would think with his size, he would be perfect to help in the run game too. But, Pierce is like 6'3". So they basically drafted the same guy. Pierce is a big vertical threat, and I-9 Mitchell is the same thing. So I think when you look at that, they took the most talented player, but they already had something like him that was a little bit more refined, a little bit more polished.
You know what we have coming in roughly 15 minutes? The frenzy of football.
Oh.
The frenzy of football!
Not to be confused
with the football frenzy. That's what they have in the morning. What we have is the frenzy of football, where you call up, you get to your point on anything related to any team anywhere in the NFL, even college if you wanted to, and we get you in and out, we get you going, except with us, we're courteous to you. Yeah. It's the frenzy of football at 800-919-3776.
We're delightful.
I would begin to fill up those lines. I personally think the same thing. I don't see how we could not be thought of as delightful.
We're super pleasant. Tom has been a lot more alert. They must have broke up.
Yeah, you got to focus on your work when things aren't going right personally.
Yeah. I tell you this, Tom. A man has never lost a woman chasing after money. A man has lost a lot of money chasing after women. So be paid, my friend. Be paid.
I got to think about that for a second. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Shorter days don't have to be so dismal. It's time to reach out and check in with those you care about, and to remind ourselves that we're not alone. As seasons change and days grow darker sooner, it can be a tough time for many. This November, BetterHelp's encouraging everyone to reach out, check in on friends, reconnect with loved ones, and remind the people in your life that you're there. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. Short questionnaire helps you identify your needs and preferences, and our 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means we typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from our tailored recommendations. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
At the 5-yard line, handoff Breece Hall, finds a crease, runs left, he's into the end zone for a Jet touchdown. Jets fans, clear the runway and be at MetLife Stadium for Week 13 as your New York Jets take on the Atlanta Falcons. Sunday, November 30th at 1 p.m., presented by New Jersey Lottery. Join us as we celebrate First Responders Day. Don't miss your chance to be at the game. Lock in your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
There are small risks in life, like giving a kid a football to play with in the house.
Whoa, watch out for the... Okay.
And then there are big gambles, like giving a kid a lottery ticket. Never gift a lottery ticket to a person under 18. Learn more about how to gift responsibly during the holidays at playresponsiblyny.com. Please gift responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
I want them to move forward from what happened. And they want to believe that Dable was the problem and that they eradicated the problem and now everything's going to be good. Now, we all know that Shane Bowen's going to be out of a job at the end of the year. Listen, they don't have enough talent to win a Super Bowl, but they certainly have more talent than should be 2-9. And it just looked different. It looked better.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey, Doc, nice office. Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run payroll, no question.
Seriously? Have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier. Gusto gives me unlimited payroll runs, next-day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes. Saves me time.
Wow, that's nice.
Over here, Doc. Can I run payroll too?
Choose payroll without the pain. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
Clinton Yates here. The holidays are upon us, and so are the savings at Total Wine & More. Discover thousands of wines, spirits, and beers like my favorite, IPAs, perfect for every celebration and every budget. From bold reds to sparklers, you'll find the perfect wines to raise a glass this season. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find only at Total Wine & More. Curbside pickup and delivery available in most areas. See TotalWine.com for details. Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Minutes away from the from the frenzy of football, as opposed to the football frenzy. 800-919-3776. We've got a couple lining up already. Let's get them filled up. Let's get going with that in just a few minutes. I wanted to bring in this topic with you because when it comes to the Yankees and money and the Dodgers and all of this, I found this exceptionally interesting this morning, and I wanted to run up past you. Now, this is nothing that's all that new, but I do think that we sometimes need to put numbers around when we're talking about how much they're spending versus how much they're making. Okay, so there was from Spotrac, which is a terrific site for checking out payrolls and all the sports and all that. There was a chart that showed how much these teams made in 2024 and how much they spent on payroll in 2025. Dodgers made $752 in revenue in 2024.
Almost $1 billion.
Yeah. Yankees made $728.
Oh, they made $6 more?
So the Dodgers made $24 million more than the Yankees did.
Gotcha.
But everybody else was down below $6. Okay? Dodgers on payroll this year, with the payroll and the tax, spent $500 million. Yankees spent $300 and let me give you the exact numbers here.
Well, if it's under $350, we just roll it down.
No, the Yankees spent $362. Dodgers spent $549.
Ooh.
So almost $200 million more. So the Yankees made net $376. Dodgers net $203. In other words, the Dodgers are more interested in winning than the Yankees are in what the margins are right now.
Than liquidity.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows, right? Because you think if the Yankees had 2 or 3 better players, then they would be okay. But that's shown. I mean, we wonder, like, we felt like it was a crazy mismatch between the Blue Jays and the Dodgers just based on paper. And, the Blue Jays gave them everything and should have won. I mean, those not to win one of those last 2 is crazy. So we know that through Moneyball and stuff like that, it's not always about who spends the most money. It's about who spends the smartest money.
But it's 3 out of 6 years now that they've won it.
I mean, listen, you got a bigger degree of error if, you got 2-1 as far as the quality of player that you're getting across the board.
What is this Brian Cashman sound here, Tom, that says mispronounces meme? What did he – meme? What did he do?
Well, he mispronounced
meme?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a –
What do you say, Mimi?
Well, how about you play it and we'll find out.
All right. Well, maybe we – lose our attitude there.
See what happens?
I wasn't trying to be
That's what happens when you're not getting lucky.
Well,
you got a lot of picked up aggression.
I'm hitting play, and it's not playing. How about that?
Well, that's a bigger –
a mem.
A mem.
No, this is a mem.
He's the images of him sleeping on the sidewalk. He raises money every year for Covenant House.
Oh, so he sleep. Oh, okay.
So he sleeps outside.
That's one of my things.
Covenant House.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Briggershaw got me into that. Childhood homelessness is a lot higher than people know, especially kids that graduate out of foster care.
Yeah. Well, he has been doing that for a long time, and always, the reporters always show up to talk to him about all that other stuff to help promote this for him.
So he sleeps on the street in a tent that has heat, air conditioning.
No.
DoorDash room service.
He's got the sleeping bag.
That's TV.
Yeah. He's not out there clamping.
I'll put the video in the group chat, but Carlin's right. He's just in a sleeping
No,
bag.
he does it legit. He's just in a sleeping bag.
Yeah, that's just what we see. Come back, roll around like 2.5 more hours. He'll be getting DoorDash.
He's got a satellite dish up outside of it.
Everybody walking around, gambling on the prop bets.
This is a meme about Brian Cashman sleep on the job and not doing the job. I've seen that all over social media.
This is a mem. Sounds like Chernoff.
Yeah. Carlin.
Bart, can't you work in the holiday? It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app. Start filling up the lines right now for the frenzy of football. We will start with Gilbert in Brooklyn. Gilbert, what's going on, bud? How are you this hour?
What's up, my guys? Big C, what's up? Two things. Yesterday with the Houston game, Bart, you got to admit, man, that looked like a scene out of MASH when they got all the people and they're operating and they come back from the war. He was everywhere. He was getting everywhere.
You talking about Will Anderson?
Those uniforms on Houston look good.
Yeah, man.
One last thing, Carlin. Last thing. What do you think about a second-round draft pick for Davis Mills from the Houston team?
This game should have been Gilbert. That game should have been lopsided. I mean, Davis Mills, they handed the interception that got called back because of the clip on Knox. I mean, they gave you the ball in scoring position. I know he scored twice, 2 touchdowns through 2 touchdowns, but it was a lot more meat on the bone out there for him. And the fact that the Bills still had opportunity, if the defense only surrendered 9 points, the other one came from a kickoff return.
He's a backup quarterback. Now, they don't want to trade him because he's a good backup quarterback.
Good.
But I wouldn't trade a second-round pick for a backup quarterback.
They're 3-0. Don't fall for that Buffalo Bills stuff. Who was that guy that they used to have the little headband? There was a guy who had a headband that he played, not Frank Wright, but he played okay, and they gave him a contract, and he sucked.
Who had the headband?
Rob. I don't know if I have a Rob.
Rob Johnson.
Yeah.
Rob Johnson. He was with Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And he had like 5 games.
Yeah.
And he was amazing, and they gave him like $25 million.
He stunk up the place.
Yeah, he was so bad.
Almost the only big game I ever seen that was probably worse than that was Osweiler. Osweiler made like $60 million. Remember, like in a salary dump, Cleveland signed him just so they could take the money because they ain't had nobody on their team.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
He signed that big contract with Denver because he had like 1 game. Where he played really well.
And then they brought him back, and he was like,
"It's a shame." I met him last year, one of the bowl games.
You met Osweiler?
Yeah, he works for us. He does games.
Biggest thief in the league.
But good dude.
Yeah, wouldn't you be a good dude too if you stole?
I'd be an amazing dude. I do charity. I do all kinds of things, but I'd make sure I'm taken care of.
Got paid and was a backup for the next 3 years while he was supposed to be on a contract for the money he had.
Brock Osweiler
and J.P. Losman. Rob Johnson.
Ron in Bridgewater is up next on ESPN New York. Ron, what's going on?
Not much. Thanks for taking my call, guys.
You got it.
Just wanted to tap in about the Bills. I think we should let up on them. Sunday, Josh Allen put up a generational performance. The second time in history that he put up 3 touchdowns passing and 3 rushing touchdowns. And then he got to travel across country to go play probably a top 3 defense.
Easy. It's a 3.5-hour flight from Buffalo to Houston. It's not cross country.
You know what's crazy too? What's this, Ron? You know what's crazy is that's the first time he traveled outside of Eastern time zone. Like, nobody travels less than the Buffalo Bills this year. And, like, you give him credit for what he did the week before. I forgot who it was. The other guy, I forgot his name, that did it. It's an old-school quarterback back in the day. He did it, too. He was the last person to do it until Josh Allen did it. But really, the problem is last year they had 8 turnovers. They've had 8 turnovers, like, in the last 2 or 3 games combined. And that's because they're asking Josh Allen to be Superman, where before
mean,
he didn't have to be
definitely
Superman.
needs help.
Yeah, and that's the
He
problem.
definitely needs help. But
If I read
I just don't. I don't.
It's
think
not me bashing
yesterday's
Josh Allen. I want to be
performance
clear,
No,
Ron.
no,
I'm not bashing Josh Allen.
Yeah, what we're saying is their defense leaves a lot to be desired. They can be ran on. And also, like now, let's see what Bernard elbow being hurt, what that does, because they may lose him for a little while if it's a hyperextended elbow. But, the fact that Josh Allen's trying to do too much and had the turnovers, they couldn't protect him. And the reason why a lot of those sacks, yes, Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter was getting busy, but a lot of that was the fact that their receivers couldn't create any separation. There was nowhere to go with the football. And they could stop the run. They were only rushing 4.
All right. Load them up right now at 800-919-3776. We're also going to take comments as well from the live chat as part of the frenzy of football. Here's the deal. Any team, any question, anything you got in the league this weekend, let's go at 800-919-3776. Hit the open for the frenzy of football. We'll start with some chat comments.
Did you hear the new segment on Bart Carlin on Friday?
They have the football frenzy.
They have the football frenzy. We have the frenzy of football.
Yes. They're saying the segment's so good, we want a piece of it. Yes.
It's the same.
They got the golden arches. Mine is the golden arcs.
But different.
They use a sesame seed bun. My buns have no seed.
That never gets old. R.I.P.
John Amos. Oh, I love John Amos. He was the best. You know how versatile John Amos was as an actor?
He played Toby, and he owned the McDowell's.
He was on that, and you know what else he was on?
Super Spy,
The
Die
West
Hard.
Wing. He was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He was amazing in that role.
He was a general in Die Hard.
Oh, that's right. Didn't he turn on him in
he was all
Die Hard
against,
2?
Yeah, he was all against America.
Right.
That's when they were in the snowsuits.
Yes. Die Hard 2.
And somehow, no hypothermia for Bruce Willis, who was walking around and running around in his socks.
And a shirt.
And a t-shirt.
T-shirt and socks. Waving 2 giant things with flaming
flares.
Yeah, flaming flares in his hands.
No hypothermia. Yeah. I believe that.
800-919-3776. I'll start with a couple of comments on the chat at the ESPN New York YouTube page. Bart, this is from Marco. Do you think the Jets will re-sign Quincy Williams after what he has showed?
I think they will. I think the fact how he handled adversity, he didn't complain, he didn't throw the team underneath the bus. It all depends on what he's demanding. If he's willing and he wants to stay here, because I think he's going to have some suitors. He's going to be 29. He's 29 years old. He's going to be 30. So teams are going to be wary of that, not wanting to pay a guy that's going to be in his 30s to the end of the contract. But there's so many guys that need linebackers, and three down linebackers is that. And we know that he is a 3-down linebacker with his speed. And you look at like Logan Wilson, you look at Mike Milano. You're starting to see these guys getting take out when it's time for the when it comes time for like 3rd down. He's still a guy that has a lot of juice, one of the faster linebackers in the league. So that means he can stay on the field for 3 downs. So you get a 3-down guy. You think about C.J. Mosley was $15 million per. He's probably going to want that or a little less, maybe a 3-year deal for $45 million. That'd be a nice little thing for him. But it all depends on, do they want to spend it on him? Do they want to spend it on Brees? I think they should spend it on Quincy because I think he's the heart and soul, and I don't really trust Sherwood right now all the time. He's still a young guy, and I know they like the Noah guy, but I definitely would pay him.
All right, let's hit Felix in the Bronx on the frenzy of football at 800-919-3776. Felix.
Good morning, guys. I love you guys. Bart Scott, I love and hate you so much, but I got respect for you. I'm a big Steelers fan. You guys used to tear into us. Listen, we got Aaron Rodgers going to Soldier Field. Everyone's building up about it, but I assure you we suck at Soldier Field. I think we should bench him. I think he should sit. Give Mason Rudolph a shot. Just your opinion, my opinion. I want to hear you guys expound on it. I love you guys, man. Have a good day.
The crazy thing is, like when we did the prop bets, it only moved like 1 point when you talk about, the difference between Aaron Rodgers and the difference between Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
And Joe said on the show, like, it used to be a point where Aaron Rodgers was worth 7 points. Now he's only worth 1. And we don't know, even if Aaron Rodgers does play, if the ball's in his right hand and if he falls, which everybody falls in football, will he be willing to put that hand out there to brace himself? And if somebody's touching him, will he put his hand down and brace himself, or will he tuck the arm? If you do that, then the head bounces off if you don't break your fall. So I'm looking at it. I think Mason Rudolph would probably – I think Rodgers would be in the tent at least once or twice.
I don't question his toughness. I really don't. But what I would say is, if it's better for the team that he should sit out this week, he won't.
Yeah.
And the reason is, it's Soldier Field. It's the Bears. He has owned the Bears, and he will want to make sure that they still know that he owns them.
He's owned the Bears in yellow, but not still or gold.
No,
it's
he is not.
Cheese mustard.
What?
I don't know. I was just thinking about colors of mustard. I don't know. Canary yellow. I don't know. I can't think of my color crayon.
Yeah, that's clear. Jose in Austin is up next. Colored crayon. I know what you're talking about. Cheese yellow versus gold yellow.
Yeah, I was trying to be smart, but I'm not.
Jose, that's not true. Jose, what's going on?
2 quick questions. Will Raheem Morris make it through the weekend if he loses to the Saints? And will Joe Burrow lead the Bengals to the wild card?
That'll be a no and no.
Yeah, I think the Bengals are not going anywhere. And the fact that Burrow's going to play, okay, that's good for them. They wanted to try to get him back to a point where you would give them a chance. But I think it's too little too late on the Bengals, just because that defense is so bad.
Well,
that is among the worst defenses I've ever seen.
As they have them up there playing catch together, the reason why it's too little too late is because how much better numbers can he put up than Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco's been putting up great numbers. I know that the interceptions were up, but then this is the thing. You bring Joe Burrow back and you're ready for this run, but your idiot receiver decided to put a loogie on Jalen Ramsey, which takes him out of the game. So you need everybody for that. And the Bears, have been you think about the Bengals. The Bengals just can't stop anybody, and now you don't have anybody that can help you put on points. I'm doubling the hell out of T. Higgins.
So the Bengals, the next 4 weeks, have the Patriots, a trip to see the Ravens, a trip to Buffalo, and then the Ravens again.
Yeah, they're dead.
Zip the bag, close the drawer. More comments coming in the chat. Ethan, if Tyrod gets hurt, do you put in Cook?
I don't even know if Cook's going to be dressed. That's the problem, because they only dressed 2 quarterbacks. So is he going to be dressed to even come in? I think you'll find yourself right back there with Justin Fields. And if Tyrod's hurt for extended time, do you bring Cook up and say, Cook, you're the starter? And because this is what you don't want. When somebody gets hurt and he on a 2-year deal, you don't want to have to give him an injury settlement on top of that.
No, 800-919-3776, Frenzy of Football. Any team, any topic, quickly go, and we're going to be courteous. Next one, also you can send it in over on the chat on YouTube. F. Vasquez, any chance Dable becomes the head coach of the Bills should they underperform again? I would argue that there's a much better chance that Joe Brady becomes the coach of the Bills than Brian Dable does at this point.
Correct. Joe Brady, people are looking for offensive coaches. I think he'll be a hot name. I know it cooled off a little bit because Josh Allen isn't having an MVP season. Last year, it was nobody hotter than Joe Brady as far as from a coordinator standpoint, especially from the offensive side. But I don't know if I can see McDermott, losing his job.
You know what hasn't been talked about? And I think LSU is putting all their eggs in the Lane Kiffin basket. Lane is going to have to make a decision here in the next week or so. There's a possibility he doesn't coach the Egg Bowl, the last bowl game, or the last game of the year against Mississippi State. But if Lane goes to Florida, don't rule out Joe Brady at LSU.
What's his ties with LSU?
He was the OC there years ago. I believe it was the OC under Orgeron when they won. With Burrow, I believe. But he definitely has ties there. He has been there before.
It's crazy.
And was the OC there.
They'll have their pick between defensive coordinator alumni because Calvin Shepard is the guy that's alumni there, played there, and now he's the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions.
Gary in Connecticut is next on the Frenzy of Football.
Man, we so crazy.
Go.
What do the Cowboys need to get back to their 90s glory days?
They need to get a new general manager. And that's not going to happen.
I don't know. He did a good job in the acquiring picks and still having 2 first-round draft picks for next year's draft. I mean,
but he's got to give up the higher of the 2 to the Jets.
Yeah, but you see what he did with Quinny. But it's not. What do they need? They need maybe a corner. They might have to replace Pickens, who probably has made himself a lot of money. I mean, he's almost at 1,000 yards. He's averaging. He's probably been the better receiver out of him and CeeDee Lamb. But do they want to spend that type of money for him? I think what they need is exactly what they're doing. Their defense is getting better. I think you move on from Diggs next year. Bland, you paid. I think you find a way to get another corner or another safety, and I think this team and this defense will be, I think it'll be very good. We'll see this week because we assume that it's because they were playing the Raiders. We'll see if they really, really have made the necessary adjustments with the new personnel they have.
Black Metronome on the chat. On the ESPN New York YouTube page, Jets currently picking 5th. If that holds, should they trade up for Mendoza or stay at 5 and pick the best player available? I can't tell you that I've seen Mendoza enough yet to tell you whether or not he should be the first overall pick. Because this is a guy that was not on the radar as a top pick at the beginning of the season.
I sit at 5, and as long as with the Dillon kid is there, I hold off because you may lose Mendoza, but then the Dillon's right there at 5 because the teams that's going to trade with them don't need quarterbacks. When you think about the Tennessee Titans, you think about, Cleveland's going to need it. But if they take Mendoza, if they're the team that move up, then I would stay for Dillon and maybe let him sit for a little while.
Frenzy of Football. It's Ronnie in Connecticut next on the Frenzy of Football. Ronnie, what's up?
Yeah, I got a problem with Bart. What's up, Bart?
What I do, son?
Man, I just came home, man. You know what I'm saying? And I remember before I went in, man, you ain't make that tackle. You cost me like 5 G's, man.
I cost you 5 stacks? Which one was that? Was that on Mendenhall?
Man, listen, man, that was Victor Cruz, baby. I went in the next day.
Whoa, that wasn't me, brother. That was Antonio Cromartie.
That was you, man. I'm coming to see you, man. I need my 5 G's, bro.
I got
on some real gangster joint, man. You know what I'm saying? Cost me 5. That could have been on my books, bro. Nah, this is Incarcerated Bob. What's up there, Carlin?
Oh, what up? Incarcerated Bob?
I can put it on your commissary.
Where you been? What's going on, bud?
I'm just messing with y'all.
Look at Incarcerated Bob. It's been too long.
I'm about to say you better send that Zell to Cromartie.
Yo, you're right. I forgot. That was Cromartie. With his non-tackling ass. Yeah. But anyway. Yo, what's good? What we looking at this week, man? We like the Jets plus 13.5 or what?
Yeah, listen, I think the Ravens win, but 13.5, that's disrespectful. I think this defense is playing a lot better. And the Baltimore Ravens really can't rush the passer, so they're going to have to use Kyle Hamilton in some way to try and confuse. But if this was Justin Fields, then you can play that way. I don't think you can confuse Tyrod Taylor. I mean, he's seen it all, and he's been a member of that team, so he knows how that defensive system works. That's not that he was with these guys, but he knows how to face pressure.
I'll tell you what, Incarcerated Bob, that just made my day. I haven't heard from Incarcerated Bob in years, other than on Twitter, and he's a great follow on Twitter.
Welcome back.
Love him. This one, here we go. John Robinson in the chat. Which team is more likely to move on from its quarterback? Jaguars, Bengals, Ravens, Cardinals. Ravens are not moving on from Lamar Jackson.
And I don't think the Bengals are. Man, Trevor Lawrence, I think, solidified something with the ass kicking of the Chargers.
It's probably going to be Kyler Murray, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
That's the fourth one.
Definitely Kyler Murray, probably. They don't like him, and they're going Jacoby Brissett, and he's a healthy scratch, so that's interesting. So I think the fact that Bryce Young is playing meaningful football I think that's an underrated or underreported story.
We frenzied there. That was quite a frenzy.
Because who do you take? Would you take Williams or would you take – who was the guy that came out with him?
Who are we talking about?
Bryce Young.
Who came out with him? Bryce Young was C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud. Like, at this point right now, who's playing better, C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young?
Well, Stroud's obviously hurt.
Yeah, but before that –
Stroud had not played great since the rookie year.
And all of a sudden,
yeah,
like Bryce Young
he's figuring it out a little bit.
Yeah, man. They're 6-4.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's nuts.
I think
I saw an amazing picture the other day, which is the meme of John Daly and Tiger Woods standing on the green, and Daly's got a cigarette in his mouth, and it said on him, Carolina 6-5, Tiger Woods is Kansas City 5-5. Oh, what do you got from Samuel, brother?
Oh, man,
Hook me up.
I tell you, I need Samuel because it's a little cold. I'm a little stiff right now. But, you guys know this fall, don't sit on the sidelines because of pain. If you're tired of waking up stiff, fighting neck pain, back pain, joint pain, and missing out on all the things you love, it's time to take action. Call Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain, Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and laser focused on one thing, getting you back in the game. Living pain-free, no surgery, no cuts, no downtime, just precise image-guided treatments that deliver real results. Whether it's sciatica, nerve pain, migraines, or chronic joint pain, Dr. Shaw will design a personalized, non-surgical game plan just for you. Without any pain medication, same-day or next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Most major insurances are accepted. So what are you waiting for? Don't let pain keep you out of the action this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to text, call, or book online. You wish you met Dr. J. Shaw a lot sooner? Relief starts today, and victory is closer than you think.
It is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York app, and on YouTube. In moments, we've got some audio files, including whether or not Burrow is going to start this week. We get an answer to that. And from Josh Allen on a disastrous night.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. That includes boosts, bonuses, and some surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. So when you're wrapping up the work week, what better way to bring on the weekend than with the NBA Happy Hour? Every Friday, 6 to 7:30 p.m., only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. FanDuel is dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. That includes boosts, bonuses, and some surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. Visit FanDuel.com/Rick to grab your reward before the clock expires. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions do apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
The Fall Savings Event continues this November at Bay Ridge Mazda. Lease the 2025 Mazda CX-30S for as low as $169 per month, or the 2025 Mazda CX-5 Select for as low as $229 per month, and get as low as 0.9% APR financing rates on select models. Plus, enjoy 1 year complimentary of Bay Ridge Plus benefits like ding and dent coverage, key replacement, windshield protection, and roadside assistance. Visit them in Brooklyn or online at BayRidgeMazda.com. Bay Ridge Mazda, where confidence comes standard. See dealer for details.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, it's Michael Kay, talking to you about my friends at PC Richard & Son. They're local, family-owned, and I trust them, and you can too. Right now, get Black Friday deals throughout the store. And with their holiday price guarantee, your price is protected. If the price goes lower from now through December 24th, they will match it. You can't beat it. Plus, you get fast and free delivery. PC Richard & Son, the company you can trust for over 116 years. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. To check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo... Touchdown, baby!
What? Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart. No. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Come on. Yeah. So you're trying to let me know that I'm going through the show. And I gotta let you know that the Pistons gonna go. The return of the Mac. And we win it down like that. You lied to me. But you do what you do. You told me you're gonna win. But you didn't. But you do. I hate New York football. Cause we all super stink. If you put both of the teams together, we still wouldn't win.
This just in, where is it? We have some breaking news.
Can't wait.
In relation to the Giants this Sunday.
Can't wait.
Jaxson Dart out for Sunday. Out.
What a shocker.
That, according to Mike Kafka, who announced it and said that he has not yet cleared concussion protocol. So Mike Kafka says that he is out Sunday against the Lions. They haven't followed up, like literally said it within the last 3 to 4 minutes. Did he say that Jameis is going to start?
I quit playing. No, Russ is starting.
No, listen, I'm just making sure. Making sure. Of course Jameis should start. Of course he should. He was fine the other day. It was fun. Take those chances.
Man, that Harlem
Chuck
Shake,
it up, man.
That Harlem Shake was worth my... It still makes me smile. I was watching it today.
It is pretty good. It is absolutely pretty good. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app. How about some audio files from young Tom?
The audio file.
There he is. He's Tom Bauer. Single now, ladies. He was taken up until recently.
And properly rested.
Any comments, Tom?
No comments.
Okay.
Just thank you for the support, I guess.
Sure. Always. We always got you back.
At any rate. So...
There's a lot going on there with that voice. It's cracking a lot these days.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not what you want.
Someone who it happens to all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I heard a highlight the other day. Somebody called. It was like...
That's before you got your couch.
So, at any rate, Jaxson Dart's out Sunday with a concussion.
Getting that couch make me yell like that.
That's because he got hit quite a lot when he was running. You know who also got hit quite a lot as a quarterback last night? That would be Josh Allen. 8 sacks. The Texans laid on Josh Allen. How's it feel to be sacked 8 times, Josh Allen?
It's not fun. I ran into a couple myself. I got to be better with throwing the ball away and living to see another down and letting us play some situational football and pinning them deep. And too many times I was going backwards, and I got to be better on that.
Listen, I'm not going to kill Josh Allen. He's gotten so much better in terms of turnovers and stuff over the last few years. But I could not believe that on some of those plays
he's reverting.
That he was still taking the sack.
He's reverting. I mean, you talk about the one when Will Anderson missed him, laid down, got up. He was still running and reverse field.
And still chased him down?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you might want to just, throw it away, bud. You don't have receivers that's got that invisible juice like Willie Beeman.
And when he finally got brought down, there was one of his offensive linemen standing over him, and I'm sure that he was screaming at him, like, throw the damn ball.
Hey, bro, come on, bro.
You got to be better.
You're going to get me fired.
That's the problem, is you do that to the offensive line, and it makes them look bad. There's no need for that.
Yeah, man.
Next
up is another quarterback that we're going to be talking about, and that quarterback is Joe Burrow. Will he play on Sunday? Adam Schefter seems to think so.
Joe Burrow, who was projected to miss 12 to 14 weeks due to turf toe surgery, has practiced in full, putting him on track to be able to start Sunday against the New England Patriots about a month ahead of schedule. There had been some talk he could return in 2 weeks against Buffalo. There had been some talk he could return next week, Thanksgiving night, against the Ravens. Right now, all signs point to Joe Burrow returning sooner than anybody would have imagined. Sunday against New England.
Let me ask this question. They're 3-7.
Yeah.
We talked about who they're playing coming up. Is this this is going to sound strange, but I'm asking it nonetheless. Is this a way for Burrow to improve not his stock, but his ability at leverage and saying, like, get me out of here? If he comes back and plays now this season, like, look who this guy is, and you got him stuck in Cincinnati.
Nah, remember
I know I'm reaching there.
The Cincinnati Bengals are a stubborn-ass place.
Yes.
Remember Carson Palmer said, I want out, and they said, well, you're on the contract. And he said, I want out, you're on the contract. And then he had to retire.
Yep.
And then Hugh Jackson, who was his coach, his coordinator, got the head coaching job with the Raiders and convinced the Raiders to give up 2 first-round draft picks for an injured Carson Palmer. It took 2 first-round draft picks for a dude that was retired for Cincinnati to say, all right, whatever.
And they didn't trade Hendrickson, right?
Oh, of course not. And remember, Ocho wanted to be traded many times. And they was like, nope.
It's not the place to be stuck.
The good thing is they won't fire you if you suck, but they won't move on if you're good and they suck.
Next.
Speaking of moving on, it seems like a few Eagles want to move on from their current team. And yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's not what you want. But I'm smiling because it's the Eagles and they're frustrated.
Let's go A.J. Brown.
Well, we're going to hear from A.J. Brown in a minute, but first I want to hear from Jalen Hurts on reports of players being frustrated.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by anything. I mean, this is kind of the nature of the position, like I said, but, I put my energy and I put my focus on trying to go out there and do my best and trying to learn, trying to build, trying to take in the things that I can to improve. And so, I've said this before about winning and success and all those things. Like, that doesn't do you anything in the present. It's only an experience that you can lean on as you go forward. And so, you lean on all those successes, you lean on all the trials, you lean on all the different things that you've experienced, you use them. Ultimately, it's about how you navigate what's in front of you and how you respond to these things. And so I think the response is more important than anything. It's about pushing forward, about finding ways to grow.
Good for you. Push forward. So, A.J. Brown. Apparently, he was asked about if he's the same player as he's been in the past. And this kind of speaks to, I think, the level of frustration going on in Philly.
There's speculation out there that you are not the same player you once were. What would you say to those people?
I guess Saquon ain't the same player either.
Saquon catching a stray.
Wow.
Way to throw your teammate under the bus, Kobe.
The Eagles, I'm convinced, are one of those teams that needs drama.
Yep.
Needs stupid drama. You're 8-2, and this is what we're talking about.
But here's the reality. This week, I think I may be taking the Dallas Cowboys because that offense can score. And remember what the game was before. Now, I know Jalen Carter missed the game because he spit in Dak Prescott's face. But remember, the narrative was, man, look what happened with all the drops that CeeDee Lamb had. Had more drops than he ever had in his career. This team has already played each other week 1, and it came down to the wire. This is without Quinnen Williams. This is when Pickens, we were talking about his effort and how lazy he was. Now he's damn near like leading the league in receiving, and that's with CeeDee Lamb coming back. I think, to me, if this defense and Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson, if this is real, then, man, Dallas could be one of the scariest teams in the league because they don't need their defense to be top 10. They just needed to be middle of the pack because his offense is so dynamic.
I'm just blown away by the continued stupid drama that they need to function. Some people need that in their lives to function the best way, and that might just be the case here. And by the way, A.J. Brown wasn't wrong with what he's been saying all along. It's not like they've been dynamic offensively. They haven't been. But that is a little rough to have Saquon catching a stray.
Yeah.
Guy rushes for 2,000 yards. I guess he's not the same player anymore. Huh?
Saquon, like, I'm tired. Y'all gave me 485 touches. That's a kiss of death. Trying to breathe, dog.
Next.
All right. That's enough football for now. Let's talk a little bit of baseball.
Oh, I thought.
Well, where'd you think I was going with that?
I thought you was going, 11-game winning streak. Never mind. Go ahead.
No. So, we heard Brian Cashman already mispronounce the word meme.
No, this is a meme.
That's unfortunate. So, now,
snap face.
Let's actually get into business because the Yankees do have an offseason to attend to. I'm going to play a cut that's titled, What's the Biggest Priority This Offseason? Let's take bets. Do you think there's going to be anything super relevant in this cut?
Pitching.
Well, is there going to be anything that you think Old Takeaway is relevant? Because Brian likes to beat around the bush a little bit.
Pitching? I hope
it's not going to be starting pitching if he does.
No Screwball?
I think it's a lot more likely that Screwball ends up with the Mets. Ooh. Anyway, I would say no, he doesn't. It's too easy for me to say no, he doesn't, which makes me think he finally reveals something. Just hit it.
Let's see.
It depends. First order of business, we got Grisham in the fold. One of our big hitters and defenders is back, so that solves one area of our needs, but we have two big important free agents that left us. Grisham was one, Bellinger's another. We'd love to have Bellinger come back. Talked to Scott Boras yesterday about Belly and other free agents of his. I talked to Casey Close today about his free agents. He's got Kyle Tucker, amongst others, so that's the nature of the beast in the winter. You play it out. You talk to the different teams. I had several conversations with teams today. Try to find a way to either make a trade or add a free agent and keep going and keep going and keep going. So the team that we had last year, which was really good on paper, but fell short of our ultimate goal, is now depleted because of free agency. So we got to find a way to at least get back to where we were, but the ultimate goal is to make it better. So got a lot more work to do and the whole winter to do it.
Well, he threw a couple of nuggets there, but I think, when he mentions Kyle Tucker, that's merely out of negotiating with Bellinger or whoever. But.
Yeah, that's not happening. All the reports are that he's going to be in on Bellinger, or at least trying hard. They might not get him. Kyle Tucker, that's probably just a dream.
Who else was he talking about there at the beginning? That he had out that he's talking about that left in free agency? Who am I forgetting right now?
He was talking about like Devin Williams left in free agency.
No, it wasn't that. It was somebody else. Anyway, listen, they are not the same team. If you're going to bring back Bellinger, I think that's really rolling the dice here. I think that's really asking a lot for a guy that has been inconsistent in his career year by year.
Is Goldsmith a free agent too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they're bringing him back.
That's what I'm saying. They got rentals.
Yeah.
Maybe they can bring in Pete Alonso.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Look at you.
Why do you want the polar bear? Why do you want the two of the greatest power hitters in today's game?
If they crossed over the Triborough Bridge, he doesn't want them. If they've ever spent any time in Queens, he doesn't want them.
Would you take Edwin Diaz?
Yeah, I would take Edwin Diaz.
Oh, you take that.
Oh, that's awfully sporty of you.
Yeah, I'll take the better player.
Yeah,
You just impartial to skinny people.
Anything left?
Would you like to hear if Brian Cashman would like to add an arm this offseason? Because
Sure.
Bart mentioned it.
Why not?
All right, let's hear.
Nobody necessarily specifically, but yes, we have concerns. Our rotations on paper are going to be really good when healthy, but we start the season with Rodon and Cole recovering from their surgeries, so they won't start probably till May. And because of that, obviously there's some vulnerability on the front end of the season with that. So if I can fortify the rotation a little bit, and you want to make sure the other guys stay healthy, that's always a risk. We got some good young pups pushing up, so you saw what Cam Schlittler did, but we got other guys behind the scenes that they're making a name for themselves, ERC, Lalane, to name a few. But ultimately, I think, yes, importing pitching both on the rotation and the bullpen. We lost Weaver and Devin Williams out of the bullpen to free agency, and those guys were important pieces to build bridges to get to our closer Bednar. So we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of holes to fill.
Did you really lose Devin Williams? Really?
Let's not get nuts on Devin Williams. Let's not get nuts on the young guys either. Okay?
Yeah, here we go.
Let's not get nuts.
Here we go, raising up our prospects.
That's what they do best.
They end up going for nothing.
That's what they do best. Bart Carlin, raise up the profile of those prospects, and they might do okay if they trade them, but they end up not doing very much. Although I do have to say, Schlittler was pretty good this year, and they've had a couple of guys. The one that's just bumming me out that Tom and I are always going to disagree on here is Dominguez. Like, Dominguez is supposed to be.
He's a Martian.
He's supposed to be, and
just like
he ain't nothing, bro. He might as well be on Pluto.
Just like Anthony Richardson. He's an alien.
He hasn't shown anything yet, but
just like Anthony Richardson. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Shorter days don't have to be so dismal. It's time to reach out and check in with those you care about, and to remind ourselves that we're not alone. As seasons change and days grow darker sooner, it can be a tough time for many. This November, BetterHelp's encouraging everyone to reach out, check in on friends, reconnect with loved ones, and Remind the people in your life that you're there. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. Short questionnaire helps you identify your needs and preferences, and our 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means we typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from our tailored recommendations. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
Whether you're shopping, gaming, or streaming this Black Friday season, don't take slow for an answer. Get Optimum Fiber for the fastest, most reliable, and most consistent internet speeds. Starting at $25 a month, call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com to switch. Act now and get a full year of Netflix, an unlimited mobile line, a $400 prepaid card, and more, all on us. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Optimum, don't take slow for an answer. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
At Jake's 58 Casino Hotel this November, it's your chance to gobble up the green and feast on your share of $55,000 cash. Earn entries all month long and join us on Friday, November 28th from 4 to 6 p.m. 2 winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $10,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., 1 lucky winner will take home a grand prize of $20,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Out here, days are getting a little cooler, and mornings are starting with a few more layers. It's the season for more time at the grill, more feed for your animals. Heaters burn late into the night, and the woods start calling your name. We appreciate hard-working hands, shared moments, and love for our land. That's why season after season, we're here for your life out here. Tractor Supply.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback. Touchdown! Yes!
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. For wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers, must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Blood sugar was low.
Get your freak on. Get your freak on. See, but this is time foreshadowing. Watch that chick. Yeah. I see you speaking subliminally.
I get
time to be putting it down. Wink at me now.
You know, I don't think everything has a subliminal message, Bart. I do like your imagination, though.
So you just played Get Your Freak On for no reason.
I want to be clear that I'm not saying that you're a virgin when I say this.
Be in touch for
that's
the very
the song
first time.
that is on in the 40-year-old virgin when he goes back to the car with the girl who's the drunk, and he's going to go hook up, and she's singing Get Your Freak On. It's Get Some French Toast.
Put your heartbeat.
I could see you in the car
next to mine,
trying to manage that situation. But I in no way am I suggesting that you're the 40-year-old virgin. You're not.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, you're not.
I'll be yours
absolutely not.
To the end of time, how you make me feel.
You got to pay the royalties on this on YouTube, bro. You're killing me here.
No.
When you sing it, that's what you got to do.
Madonna's from Michigan. We good.
Yeah, okay. She just hit you for about $10,000.
Listen, Madonna just want to get her freak on. She want her chi back, downward dog. That's all good.
Game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's telly time. Let the stallion run.
Sea biscuit.
7:30. Nets are in Boston. to play the Celtics tonight. Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Ryan the mailman is up on ESPN New York. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good, fellas. How y'all feeling?
You know.
Good.
Yeah, this is great. Groundhog Day. Great outside.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
You live it for real.
Yeah, you really do.
Bro, it's every day. You got the winter coats out, man. You got to get the hand warmers. It's cold out here.
You ain't still got the shorts on?
Actually, I do. I ain't going to hold you. The shorts with the thermals underneath. I do.
Yeah, got to.
But some people got their winter coats on.
Gotcha.
But I was in the comment on you what you're saying yesterday, Carlin, about the NBA, because to be honest, I follow the NBA more through box scores lately than anything because I'm not really getting the matchup I want to see.
Yeah.
You get too many players resting. And I feel like half the time I can watch the box scores and see what I need to see. And I like your idea about letting the teams pick who they're going to face. And because I get tired of seeing teams tank towards the end of the year to get seeding, and then you see teams starting to pick up the pace when they should have been playing properly in the beginning of the year to get the seat that they wanted because they were resting players throughout the year. And just one more thing, with the Pelicans, if I was Zion, I think I want to get the heck out of there.
Joe Dumars, man, they built around your boy Queen, but Zion has been in. The problem is Zion's been injured, hamstring again, lost all that weight and put the hamstring helper.
He's always injured. And if I'm the Pelicans, I might want to get out of there. And if I'm Zion, I just want a fresh start myself. Let's see, maybe a change of scenery is needed.
But what is he worth to anybody else if he's always
That's
injured?
The question right now. How much is somebody else going to give him up?
I tell you, would you do this? Would you do this? Would you do this one? Jaden Ivey and a unprotected one for Zion.
Oh, come on.
What do you mean?
An unprotected one. You're going to be a bottom team in the league anyway in terms of the draft.
Not the Pistons. The Pistons are going to not be bad.
No, I'm saying the Pistons are going to be good, so what does it matter to have an unprotected pick?
Okay, well.
Doesn't mean jack.
But I say that because Joe Dumars is there.
Yeah.
He can talk directly to the Pistons. The Pistons probably need another big man. Jaden Ivey has been injured the entire time, so Jaden Ivey doesn't have to.
Can I stop you? No. I got to do better than that.
You wouldn't trade Jaden Ivey. That gives them a point guard that they can have that's explosive, that averages over 20 points. Zion is giving you nothing. And for the Pistons, this is just a bonus player that if healthy, he can give you something. Because remember, the Pistons have more salary cap space than anybody because the only person that they're paying is Cade Cunningham, and the second most expensive player is Tobias Harris.
It makes all the sense that you wanted to for the Pistons. I'm not arguing it from that standpoint. If I'm the Pelicans, I got to do better.
You're dumping salary, and you're getting a player in his prime. You're getting a player that's 24 years old.
But who's been hurt and hasn't really shown it fully yet.
Jaden's gotten hurt one time.
Yeah.
He broke his fibula. That was the first time he's ever been hurt.
Okay.
And he was coming on last.
Listen, I like him as a player. I understand that. I got to get more.
But you got to know for Zion, you're not getting more because he hasn't. Trading for Zion is like somebody trading for Vera Tucker right now. Yeah, it sounds good on paper. It looks good. But he ain't never been healthy ever.
So why do you want him?
I want him because, for me, he's a luxury because Jaden Ivey, we're winning without Jaden Ivey. And we may not want to pay Jaden Ivey that Supermax money. We get Zion in. Zion isn't making that much money. Remember, he didn't get the Supermax.
No, I know. But I still, with Zion at this point, if I'm the Pelicans, I need to do better. I need to do better than that. The pick is just a late first-round pick. That's all that is.
Okay, so what is proper compensation for a guy like Zion Williams?
I got to think about that. I haven't really thought about it enough.
He hasn't played a full season ever in his career.
Totally understand that, and it wouldn't be what it would have been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay? Of course not. But when I'm thinking about moving him, I got to be able to sell that somehow to my fan base. I got to be able to sell it better than Jaden Ivey and a first round pick from a team that's good.
But you're dumping salary too. That's major salary space that you get because Jaden's on a rookie deal. You're getting a player that can give you 20 points on a rookie deal.
I understand that.
That's all I'm saying.
I understand.
And Joe D down there, they need one because they lost McCullough.
I really have let you off the hook here with just trying to fleece the Pelicans. Let's call it what it is, okay? You want to stick it to the Pelicans and get Zion Williamson for nothing. You're playing fantasy basketball like, let me give you what's doing nothing for me and get Zion Williamson.
I'm trying to help out Joe D.
You're such a humanitarian for looking out for Joe D.
I'm trying to look out for Joey D so he can dump somebody that he may not want.
Trying to get Joey D fired down in New Orleans so you can come back and hang out in Detroit.
He just got hired. And remember, people were criticizing the Patrick Queen, and then Tim Duncan said, "Hey, I like this Queen guy."
Derek Queen's a good player, but Tim Duncan it's not there yet.
Did you see him going back and forth at Jokic?
Yes.
The other day, it looked like two slow-ass people like being able to check each other because they know all the moves because they move just as slow.
Derek Queen is not there yet.
Yeah,
he's nowhere near there yet.
But he's going to be a star.
I think he's going to be really, really good.
He put up 30 on Jokic.
Yes.
And he guarded Jokic, and he was good one-on-one with Jokic. Giving it to him.
I am a fan of Derek Queen for sure. Bart Carlin.
Did he go to Rutgers?
No.
Oh, okay.
Went to Maryland.
I'm just trying to check. Just making sure. I just wanted to say that, but he was Big Ten, so okay.
Okay. I called a game with him last year. Was it last year? Yeah.
He like big fundamental too. Like it's just like so simple stuff like jab step, shot, bank shot. Like he reminded me of the old fundamental.
No, he's that
little crossover.
That's a good. Yeah, he's not going to do anything that's going to blow you away. What are you telling me to can't see next for? I know that. What do you think I'm going to forget?
Like every Friday.
Like I forget it's not like I've forgotten 4 times this week that it's a power hour. Actually, I have forgotten 4 times this week. It's a power hour. You make a good point. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern. Only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, FanDuel is dropping limited-time specials to get you in the zone. Visit FanDuel.com/K to grab your reward before the clock expires. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration. Leg requirements and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369.
Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
I got a really bad paper cut yesterday because it wasn't your garden variety. It was on one of those big holiday magazines that you get. Oh, no. Swipe through, and all of a sudden I was like, oh! It was a big, thick book, and I put my index finger there and just swiped across. I was like, oh!
I'll tell you
and
what.
now I'm going to have to live with that.
It's probably going to be a scar.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Tire care shouldn't come with extra costs or surprise fees, and it should be simple, straightforward, and stress-free. So at Midas, they're rolling out the limited lifetime tire guarantee. Included with every tire purchase with paid installation, you'll pay nothing for flat repairs, nada for flat replacements, zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles, and zero for other preventative maintenance. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's a limited lifetime tire guarantee only at Midas.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has all the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats right at your fingertips Get personalized parlays built just for you, and with your fantasy teams synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
I want them to move forward from what happened. And they want to believe that Dable was the problem and that they eradicated the problem and now everything's going to be good. Now, we all know that Shane Bowen's going to be out of a job at the end of the year. Listen, they don't have enough talent to win a Super Bowl, but they certainly have more talent than should be 2-9. And it just looked different. It looked better.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
That's right. Bart Carlin. Noon. Friday, ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app. What does that mean at noon?
It's the power hour. 7 for Justin.
He's not playing.
I know. It's a eulogy.
Let's bring in Chris Canty. He, of course, of Unsportsmanlike every morning, 6 to 10 a.m. And, of course, last week he had the baby shower on Saturday that looked lovely, frankly, and seeing some of the social media pictures. And Bart pulled up, and I have to give you credit because you immediately gave Bart a lot of credit because he wasn't just thinking about the baby.
Yeah, he brought some flowers for my wife, and they were lovely. They're still on display in our apartment today. And I'm just thinking about how thoughtful Bart Scott was and how callous his co-host, Chris Carlin, is when it comes to the birth of my first child.
Well, I did send you a picture of the couch and said it was worth it.
Do you think that made it better or worse?
I mean, for me, it made it better. I'm very comfortable on that couch.
Wow. Okay. All right. Shows what kind of guy you are.
No, listen.
Maybe a good teammate. Maybe a good teammate, but Chris Carlin, all-time bad guy.
That was it. But see, that's the thing about Bart, though. That was such a perfect move, is to make sure that it's not just all about the baby, to make sure that Mel, gets her love too in all of this because she's the one doing all the hard work, for Pete's sake.
Gotta celebrate the mom, man. Sometimes and you'll realize this too, Chris. You think your mother loves you. Wait till you see the baby. You become an ornament just to hold her. You become a coat rack. Hold my coat and hand me the baby. Now.
Mm-hmm. I know that. I know I'm going down on the priorities list. But listen, I will cede the attention to my firstborn son. He's gonna be like you called him, Bart, the golden child.
Mm-hmm. Behold, the only thing greater than thyself. Shaka Zulu.
Hey, by the way, just separately for the both of you, have you watched Being Eddie yet?
Oh yes, that is amazing.
Yeah, so I just started last night.
Not to crack out.
I started last night, but I got interrupted by something. I only watched like the first 15 minutes. Is it that good?
Oh, you fell asleep on your couch?
No, I didn't fall asleep.
Oh, okay.
I did get interrupted with something else. Canty, what was your takeaway? Was it that good?
It's amazing.
The takeaway was, damn, Eddie Murphy got a big-ass house. Second takeaway is, man, Eddie made it out of the 80s when a lot of people didn't.
Exactly.
Pretty impressive.
That's what he talks about. Who knew? I thought Eddie Murphy, would have smoked and drank. He don't do none of that.
That is crazy.
He's
nuts.
He's one of the only people from the 80s that didn't lose their money.
Well, listen, I've always loved Eddie Murphy. And I was worried a few years ago when we didn't see him as much that maybe he was just shutting it down.
No, he talks about it.
Yeah.
And then he came back with Dolomite and hit you with all them other movies.
Dolomite was good.
Dolomite was good.
Very good, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to watch the rest of it on the plane later
Coming
today.
to America, too. It's like
it wasn't bad.
But when it came out, it made me not want the Chronic 2 album. I was like, nope. Messing up classics.
All right, Canty, let's start with the Giants. Jaxson Dart is not playing this week. That was just announced here in the last little while. They have obviously made the change here to Mike Kafka. What are your expectations here the rest of this season when it comes to Dart when he is ready to play and how they're going to handle him?
Well, listen, man, I think the biggest issue when it comes to Jameis is just mitigating the downside. And that has to come with a healthy dose of the running game. So that's the challenge for the New York Giants. That's what they've got to do now that we know that he's going to be the starting quarterback. And when it comes to the Detroit Lions, man, we saw what they can be at their worst. When Jared Goff is off his square, when you take away his first read, when you're able to put some pressure on him, you can affect him in ways where you can get some turnover-worthy throws. So I think that's going to have to be the challenge for the New York Giants, the turnovers from the quarterback, mitigating those from Jameis Winston, and trying to find ways where you can affect Jared Goff to get some takeaways. I don't see a path to victory for the New York Giants without winning the turnover battle this Sunday.
But with Dart, when he is ready to go, Chris, do you think that they will change how they have employed him so far, considering he has been in the, checked out? He's been in the protocol, and he's gotten checked out 4 different times. Less designed runs, how do you expect them to handle him?
Yeah, I think when it comes to Dart, it's got to have its situations, right? We're talking about third down, red zone, 2-minute. You're okay with him using his legs as a weapon to extend it down. You're okay with him lowering his shoulder in those moments because that could be the difference in wins and losses. Anytime that doesn't check one of those boxes, I think you want to teach him to live to fight another down. Protect himself, protect the football under those circumstances. So I think that's just a part of the growth and maturation that young quarterbacks go through in this league. They got to learn what they can and can't get away with, not just from a turnover standpoint, but also a physical limitation standpoint.
Now, I know it's not apples to apples, kind of apples to oranges in who Jared Goff is indoors, at home, opposed to away, but is it anything from the Philadelphia game that defensive line can do that can have as much disruption as the Philadelphia Eagles had when you consider the fact that, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, and Kayvon Thibodeau is supposed to be just as talented as Jalen Phillips, Jordan Davis, and Jalen Carter. You would think that's apples to apples from a personnel standpoint.
Bart. Why are you patronizing me with this question? You know the answer to that.
I don't know.
You watch the damn game just like I watched the game. What is the thing that beyond that? What's the word on Jared Goff? What do you do with Jared Goff?
You get hits on him.
Spot.
Yep.
You get him
get
off
your
the
hands
spot.
up. He throws a low ball.
But Bart, if it's a drop back passing situation, where is Jared Goff going to be?
In the pocket.
5 yards behind the center, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Bart, what's the best way to affect Jared Goff?
Keep him in the well.
On Sunday Night Football. No, it's not keeping him in the well. The best way to affect Jared Goff is inside pressure. Get him off the damn spot. If you take away his first read and you get him off the spot, then Jared Goff is going to have some issues. And I'm not to say that he's not a good quarterback, not to say that he can't do some things, but Jared Goff, when he's in the posture of having to play outside of the pocket, when he's in the posture of having to go to, go too deep in his progression outside of the pocket, then it's advantage defense. And I think that's one of the great things that the Philadelphia Eagles defensive front did. They found creative ways to break down the interior of the pocket. When you can affect the fabric of the pocket, which is that guard, center, guard trio, when you can push those guys into the face of the quarterback, affect his vision, force him to move around, force him to alter his footwork, I think those are the things that can play into a defense's hands when you're facing a quarterback like Jared Goff. So I think that has to be the strategy for the New York Giants, utilizing Dexter Lawrence, being able to single him up, get some one-on-ones, making them 5-0 the protection. That means walking up linebackers from the second level, potentially walking up safeties from the third level, making them go 5-0 on the protection, man protection on the offensive line for the Lions. I think that's the way you can affect it. You can get some one-on-ones. You can let those guys go to work on those interior guys from the Detroit Lions offensive line. This is not the Lions offensive line from years past. This group got exposed last week, and they got exposed in week 1 against the Green Bay Packers. You can get after these guys if you got your mind right. So I think that's going to be the challenge for this Giants defensive front, being able to put this game on their shoulders and go out there and win it.
Who you got your money on, Panay Sewell or Brian Burns? Both playing at a high level.
Be a fun matchup, but if Brian Burns can play him to a draw, then it's advantage New York Giants. If Brian Burns can command, a guy and a half, if it's Panay Sewell and he has to get a chip out there on him, then all of a sudden it creates more opportunities for other guys across that front. So I think that's what you have to be looking to do. Now, I don't know that the Lions will do that, but if Brian Burns is singled up and he's got, 25 to 30 pass rush attempts, he's got to get home at some point.
Chris Canty with us, of course, on Sportsmanlike every day, 6 to 10 a.m. You see him on First Take all the time as well. The Jets, Chris, with Aaron Glenn, the rest of this season, you've got some very winnable games. How important is it for the Jets to go ahead and get some of these wins to build toward what they're trying to do and build a little bit more confidence in what they're doing versus, putting themselves in a better position for the draft?
Well, I think the key for the New York Jets is just to establish an identity. What are you going to be as a team? How are you going to try to win games in the Aaron Glenn, Darren Muji era of Jets football? I think being able to do that goes a long ways to, figuring out how you need to personnel this team moving forward. Think about the first year of Dan Campbell with the Detroit Lions. Remember, they started out 0-10-1, but Dan Campbell was ultra-aggressive, going for it all the time on fourth downs. They wanted to be physical. They wanted to be tough-minded. And I think that there are a lot of lessons in there to learn from if you're Aaron Glenn. Having some semblance of an identity, being able to set a tone in terms of being a tough out, and knowing what your path is to being able to compete every single Sunday. Giving those players in that locker room that kind of clarity, I think that's going to be huge for him.
Now, yesterday we saw the Texans go to work on Josh Allen, and we understand that when you can hunt with four, you can do some things on the back end, especially when Buffalo has no receivers at which you really care about, with Keon Coleman not figuring out how to mature a little bit. But when you look at this AFC landscape, we have Kansas City, we have the Chargers, we add the Texans into this, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, people haven't really looked at the schedule of the Colts, but the Colts have, I think, one of the craziest schedules going forward. And
they're top 5 in remaining strength of schedule. Yeah, they've got a tough schedule.
So we know that everybody can't make it. Who do you have as your final 7 to represent the the AFC?
Man, that's a hell of a question, Bart. To me, I think that as long as all things are being equal when it comes to health, and when I say that, I'm specifically talking about Josh Allen. We know who the divisions will likely be, and we know who the wild cards will likely be. The only one that may be up for grabs is that AFC North, because everybody's kind of right there. We'll have to wait and see how things go after this weekend. But we know that the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots will be in the playoffs. We know that the Colts will be in the playoffs. We know that the Broncos and the Chargers are going to be in the playoffs.
You think the Chargers are going to make it?
Yeah, I think the Chargers will make the playoffs. I think the Chargers will absolutely make the playoffs. You got 6 games, and you got 6 games, and you need 3 wins. They'll make the playoffs. So the question then becomes, who wins the AFC North, and who gets that last wild card in the AFC between the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Houston Texans. Those are the teams that we're looking for. Who gets that last Kansas City Chiefs, who gets that last wild card?
I mean, do you see a scenario? Is this because the crazy part is the Colts have Kansas City, the Texans, Jacksonville, Seattle, San Francisco, Jacksonville, and Houston again. But I think you don't think the Baltimore Ravens win the division? I think the Steelers don't make it. I think the Chargers don't make it. I think the Kansas City Chiefs finds a way to sneak in, and maybe Jacksonville find themselves outside looking in.
You trust the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I don't. No, that's why I said outside looking in.
And here's the thing I have with the Ravens. I want to believe in my Ravens, but I also know the Ravens have 2 games against the Steelers, 2 games against the Bengals left to go, and Joe Burrow may well play this weekend against the New England Patriots. So We'll have to wait and see, man. That AFC North is a crapshoot. I have zero faith in the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I ain't rushing to put a lot of stock in any of those other teams either.
Chris Canty with us. It seems to me that the Philadelphia Eagles need drama to succeed. It feels like they need something to feed off when they're bored. What is your take on everything going on there for a team that is 8-2?
Listen, I know we don't like the messenger. I know A.J. Brown is real noisy, but I don't know that A.J. Brown is altogether wrong in voicing his concerns about where the offense is. Because if we think about it, he probably doesn't want his team to be this year's version of last year's Kansas City Chiefs, a team that skated by, won a lot of close games, but when it came to the championship rounds at the most inopportune time, they got their asses kicked. So, I mean, it's too late at that point to cry over the spilled milk. You know, as Michael Kay always says, sorry doesn't fix the lamp. A.J. Brown is trying to create a sense of urgency to get the things that he knows needs to be fixed done now, as opposed to waiting till later. But the Philadelphia Eagles very much so feel like a team that could potentially go into free fall like they did at the end of 2023, rather than being a team that goes on a championship run like they did in 2024.
So do you think that because I believe that it was more about Dallas defense and the new personnel than it was about the opponent they were playing, which was the Oakland Raiders, who can't stop anybody. Do you believe that the Dallas Cowboys is a live dog against the Philadelphia Eagles? And if so, if they get in, what can this team do with that outstanding offense and George Pickens playing at the level that they see him playing at?
Listen, Mel Kiper comes on our show Unsportsmanlike weekly on ESPN Radio, and he says this all the time, and I got to co-sign it. If you can't block them, you can't beat them. Based on where both of these teams are at, the Dallas Cowboys can block people with their offensive line, and they can beat blocks with their defensive line. And this is a bad week for the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line to be shorthanded. No Lane Johnson, essentially no Cam Jurgens. It's a bad week to be going in with 3/5 of your offensive line. Bad week. So, I mean, I'm not going to say that the Dallas Cowboys are going to pull off the upset, but what I will say is this is going to be a real competitive game. And
remember
if you
the
add
first
me to
one.
pick a side, if you add me to pick a side on it, Bart, because the line is 3.5, I would go with the Cowboys at home getting the 3.5 points.
You know,
Dak Prescott has not lost a home division game since 2017.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, if you're going to if you want to lean one direction, I would say, based on the line, giving the Cowboys the benefit of the doubt wouldn't be the worst way to go.
Canty, great stuff. We'll talk next week, brother.
All right, thanks, fellas. Have a good weekend.
You too.
We're going to invite you over to sit on the couch.
Trust me, there's going to come a time that he wants me to invite him over.
Yeah.
And usually that's going to be when that baby's sick. And everybody in the house is sick, and everybody in the house, you know.
You need to go stay somewhere else, man.
Trying to get out of town.
Well,
how big is that couch? You got room on that couch?
You know, that don't usually happen until the kid gets like 2. Like with 1, you keep them away from everybody. When they start going to school, coming back, man, everybody gets sick all the time.
You know what a couch doesn't do? Cry in the middle of the night. Couch doesn't do? Get sick.
Wah.
Couch is always there to support me. I don't have to support anybody else.
Did you see yesterday didn't they have to bring in an emergency ref?
In the game last night?
Yeah, the other ref guy. Come on, man. Like, be tougher than that. Cart it off.
But these guys, what do you expect? A lot of these guys, they're in good shape.
But they're 75 years old.
Yeah, they're like in their early 60s. These guys. Come on. Cut them a break. That's going to happen. I'm surprised more officials don't get hurt more. They position themselves pretty damn well.
Oh, that's crazy.
Roy Ellison had to come in and fill in as the ref.
Oh, Roy.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app. We are also taking comments at the ESPN New York YouTube page where you can watch the show. Here's the thing. I'm getting a lot of comments about me being a bad guy with this whole thing last week. Here's why I'm not a bad guy. Can we all just remember, and I love him to death, he invited me the day before. Okay? That's all. So I had plans that had to be addressed. I had the couch coming and getting delivered It's not easy to just sit there and change that up. And I did call and say, hey, when could I get it delivered if it's not tomorrow? And it was the end of it was like 10 days. I can't go another 10 days without the couch. Because the couch I was sitting on was a good 15, 18 years old. Lumpy, not a lot of room, not unlike myself. Come on, I love you, Kenty, but please. You expect me to show up the day before? Just because I'm not you? I mean, it did the same thing to you. You had to, by the way, thanks a lot. You had to go and show me up and give him presents to his wife, presents to the kid, presents to everybody.
Well, you gotta try and when you have a friend you want to hang out, you got to be the good friend. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't it killed you to throw my name on a card? just hand it over. Here's all you needed to do. Hand Mel the bouquet and said, "This is for me and Carlin."
That is true. But then he would have said, hell no, because Carlin could have came. So then that would have burnt the whole gift.
It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app. In just a few moments, we will have Sideline to Sideline. We still have our picks to come later in this hour. The news today, Jaxson Dart will not play on Sunday for the Giants. I'm quite happy about that. Not because he's still hurt, but because there's no need to rush anything that's going on here. Apparently, he's still in the protocol. I would have not played him even if he had cleared the protocol, because there's just no need to put him in that kind of situation at this juncture of the year. When he comes back, you need to be able to put him in the best possible situation to be successful. That is cutting way back on the design runs, and that is letting him extend plays and make plays with his legs that way, because you're much more in control of what you can do when it comes to sliding and protecting yourself. That's absolutely the way I have to go. So from that standpoint, the Giants not rushing him, and I know it might be elementary, when you're a guy like Mike Kafka, you want to get him out there, not that they're going to let him rush him. It's just one of those things where these things get tempting when these guys get closer.
Yeah.
Thanks. Kind of might drop in, Bart. Oh, my God. What is this?
Nah, yeah. That's why I'll tell you about it.
Okay. Yeah.
I had a blank out.
Yeah. I had one earlier where I'm just like, thinking about, basically, if you've ever been a Simpsons watcher, they will cut and look at Homer Simpson's head sometimes, and it'll just be, hey, and that's all that's going on in my head. Either that or this is all
I'm
I'm
the only
thinking.
winner on the team. The rest of them are losers, either by choice or by birth.
You can thank Fortenbaugh for that. He was the one who brought up that comment that we kept playing it.
We need to figure out we need to have our top 5 drops that the people love.
If you're betting against one of those teams, if you're betting against the Chiefs, the Ravens, or the Bills, who is it that you are betting against making the playoffs? That's what and I know what I'm saying, because obviously the Bills are in a much better position at 7-4.
But for me, the harder path is, to me, the Chiefs. I think it's the Chiefs because this is a real live dog that they lose this week. I mean, they're playing a defense that hasn't given up over 20 yards, right? They're playing an offense with, that's the number one scoring offense. I think they passed Dallas as the number one offense in all of football, right? So you got the number one offense in all of football, in Indianapolis, with a defense. And remember, people will forget Lou Anarumo. Lou Anarumo is usually the kryptonite to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
They're used to what he did with those defenses. And and I think he specifically went on and got sauce because he thought that he was going to have to go through Kansas City.
Here's what troubles you the most about the Chiefs is they went and they won 5 out of 6, and 3 of them were bad teams.
Yeah.
But then they get a chance, and they lose to the Bills, and they lose in Denver. So it's Indianapolis at Dallas on Thanksgiving Day.
Mm-hmm.
Then Houston, the Chargers at Tennessee, Denver, Las Vegas. Like, they're going to have to get to the Tennessee game. They get to the Tennessee game and they have to win all three. I think they probably will.
I mean, don't they play Denver again?
Yeah, Denver's in that. They play Denver on Christmas Day.
And they've already – and that – listen, so look at that. They play Denver when? Thanksgiving?
No, they play on Thanksgiving, they play the Cowboys.
Right.
They've got the Colts this week, so they've got the short week.
They can lose to
how about this? They've got 2 short weeks.
Right, and that's what Fortenbaugh was talking about. Like, the schedule makers have given them the hardest path when you think about scheduling. So they're on a short week, and then they're going to have to play an offense that can score on anybody with a defense that's much more improved. Where you talk about Patrick Mahomes, they've been getting really Patrick's been getting hit the last couple of weeks. You saw what the Bills did to him, and then you saw what the Broncos did to him. Even though they had Patrick Mahomes running for his life.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. I want to remind you that Motley Crue, the Crew, baby, celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Carnival of Sins at PNC Bank Arts Center on Friday, July 31st, 2026. ESPN New York has your chance to score tickets on the ESPN New York app. Just go to the contest tile and submit your entry. It's brought to you by Live Nation. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. In moments, we've got Sideline to Sideline. We've got NFL picks all on the way on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app.
Not sure who to bet on this weekend, USC or Oregon? The Ducks are favored by 10 points. Will they cover the spread? What about Nebraska or Penn State? The Lions are favored by 9.5 points. Join one of the nation's top sports betting analysts, Joe Wiz, on the Fine Line Saturday at 8 a.m. The season is on the line for the Chiefs as they host the Colts. Plus, the Wiz talks basketball, hockey, soccer, and more. Follow the Wiz on Instagram at Joe Wiz Sports. It's the best bet in town. The Fine Line with Joe Wiz, Saturday at 8 a.m. Be ready to win.
The Fall Savings Event continues this November at Bay Ridge Mazda. Lease the 2025 Mazda CX-30S for as low as $169 per month, or the 2025 Mazda CX-5 Select for as low as $229 per month, and get as low as 0.9% APR financing rates on select models. Plus, enjoy 1 year complimentary of Bay Ridge Plus benefits like ding and dent coverage, key replacement, windshield protection, and roadside assistance. Visit them in Brooklyn or online at BayRidgeMazda.com. Bay Ridge Mazda, where confidence comes standard. See dealer for details.
For over 100 years, Slomin's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, we deliver more than just quality fuel. We deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, 24/7 service, and up to 30 days to pay your invoice. Our dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Slomin's, New York and New Jersey's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving our community for generations. Give us a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Murray to the net. Score! The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey, or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat. Barzell for Horvat. Score! Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
This is the Michael K. Show.
The Giants are kind of like the Wild Wild West. How is it possible for rookies to be running this wild? When you see teams that are bad, there's a reason they're bad. There's something wrong in the building. And with the Giants, there's something wrong in the building. There's got to be some level of discipline. There just has to be. How could there not be? You let Cam Scatterable put himself in harm's way?
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check Kirk Herbstreit's pregame analysis first, before talking to your brother-in-law.
In this game, the key thing to watch will be the offensive line versus their front seven. If they can get pressure without blitzing, this could be a long night.
Okay, Kirk.
I know stuff. Ooh, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I don't know this one, dog. Where you get this one, son?
Q-tip. Let's ride.
Oh, Q-tip. Okay.
Wow, did you see what just happened here?
I don't know if it's Q-tip
oh, my
or Mos
God.
Def.
Did you see what just happened right here? Tom, whiter than me, just was educating Bart right there.
Yeah, but listen, he's on the Google control. He can Google stuff. It ain't like he just like listen to Q-tip off the rip. He's like, let's look at some.
You don't know that.
I don't know that, but I'm saying like it is possible for Tom to hear a song or find a song when you're just going on Spotify or going.
All right, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
It's like I can pull up a rock and roll.
It's just like Tom trying to. It was almost like he's trying to
take my black
educate you on things cultural, and that's just not something I can take.
Come on now, come on, Bart. That's Q-tip. Come on, man.
Yeah, you did. There was a little bit of disdain in your voice.
What do you mean? You don't know what that is?
Come on. Wait.
And it was actually instrumentals too. I don't know every song by the instrumentals.
There was a degree of that to you. You know that.
Who the hell am I?
There was a tinge of, who are you? Come on.
Who the hell am I, Shazam?
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You know what I'm saying? Am I Napster?
I'm too young to get the Napster references.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, but you exactly. You were still in music.
Yeah, you were around at Napster. That was, 25 years ago?
I'm 26.
All right. Well, you know what it is.
Yeah,
listen.
You saw them CDs. You saw them CDs for your cousin that was still in music.
I didn't see Mickey Mantle play, but I know what he is. Come on now.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Let's go sideline to sideline.
It's gonna happen.
This is Sideline to Sideline. Go with Bart and Carlin.
All right, Thomas, the floor is yours.
All right, so you mentioned the whole Jaxson Dart thing. We've known that for about an hour now. He's not cleared the concussion protocol. Again, that's per Mike Kafka. He will not play on Sunday. There are two more updates I have for you guys regarding the Giants' injury report on Sunday. Kayvon Thibodeau and Paulson Adebo will also be out on Sunday against the Lions.
Well, Adebo, after what happened this past week, I mean, an hour before kick, after inactives were already in, you know what? I can't really go.
Did he get hit in the head? What's the hell wrong with him?
It was the knee that was bothering him. But the thing is, like, you think you would know that sooner than that.
He's like, man,
we're playing shorthanded.
He's like, man, listen, we ain't going nowhere. The hell I'm going to put myself at risk for?
You think? Speaking of that, you think that's what's going on here with Thibodeau?
Thibodeau's on the contract for 2 more years, so I don't think that's going on with Thibodeau.
2 or just next year?
Next year. Well, so next year, I'm saying this year, next year. I mean, so he should be saying, hey, can't really trade me. We don't know how Abdul Carter, how good he is. He only got 1 sack. I did more than that.
Next. Not much, but some. Next.
All right, so I have an Aaron Glenn cut for you guys, and it's something we talked about earlier in the show. Okay. Would you prefer building a team first or getting a young quarterback? So it kind of goes back to that discussion of would you rather win some games here, show you can improve, or would you kind of rather lose out? So, Aaron Glenn, what do you say?
I think it depends on, where's your team at right now? And you always look at that, man, do you have the talent or the skill on the outside, whatever, in the backfield to be able to say, listen, we're going to get a rookie quarterback and let those guys make plays for him? Do you have a guy already? And usually if you have a guy, those guys, he can make, the skilled players look better than what they are too. To me, it always depends, and that's a good question. It always depends on who you have, and that's why I want to answer that question because it's tough, to really answer just straight on.
But you didn't really answer it unless you're saying we don't have those other things. Garrett and Brees, I think, would fall into that category, depending on what you think Taylor's going to be. Yeah. And then the other receivers who you're trying to evaluate. I don't know what the answer is there. If they don't feel as high on Garrett or they don't feel as high on Brees, I mean, they just paid Garrett. I don't know. I mean, when you hear an answer like that, that doesn't make me think that Aaron is too hot to trot to get a quarterback right away. I don't know. I'm just based on who's in the draft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When it depends on the evaluator. This is why college scouting, your guy, that's ahead of college scouting is so important because you got to be able to plan this out the right way because you only get one time as a head coach to pick a starting quarterback, and you better pick right. And sometimes it's okay to punt and get a better team because if you get a better team, it kind of gives you an opportunity. They've already strike one with Justin Fields, selling to Woody that, hey, we got to pay this guy a year that we probably going to cut him and let him go and pay him, and he's going to be on our books. Now if you go back and you double down and you take a quarterback and not next year but the year after that, we determine that he can't play, then you're probably getting fired after 3 years. So you better make sure that you kick the can down the road because we'll always make an excuse for you when we say, oh, he don't have a quarterback yet. And so might as well wait to 2027 and see where
try to buy as much time as you can.
Buy as much time to improve the team. So whatever quarterback comes in, you can say he has the opportunity to be able to have a good team around him. Build as good a team as you can.
Next.
Speaking of just in the drafts, I'm going to give Jordan Reed a plug here, friend of the show.
We love Jordan.
ESPN.com. He's got his top prospects out, like his big board for the draft coming out here. He's got Dante Moore as the 5th best prospect, Mendoza 7.
Really?
Interesting.
Am I correct in saying that he has Caleb Downs as number 1, who is the safety from Ohio State?
I believe he was number 2. It was an Ohio State linebacker and then another Ohio State player.
Yeah, Arvell Reese.
Yeah, Reese was number 1.
Bart, this defense this weekend, they're giving up 7 points a game. I mean, I got Caleb Downs, who's the best safety in the country, Arvell Reese, who these are both guys who were top 5 to 8 picks. I got the defensive tackle in the middle, who's an absolute beast, another first-round guy. Sonny Styles is another first-round guy. Like, they've got at least 4 first-rounders this coming year on that defense. And I am going to see that tomorrow. Oh, boy.
Yeah,
you can do some inside scouting for us.
Oh, I plan on it.
Do we go receiver or do we go safety? We need a safety in the worst way. With Kyle Hamilton doing what he's doing.
Yeah. I can find out what's going on with Jeremiah Smith. So Jeremiah Smith can't come out till next year.
Right.
But he and Carnell Tate, the receiver, are both banged up. I don't know if they're going to play tomorrow. So we'll see.
They probably say this week, don't worry, we're okay. We can get healthy this week, and we'll treat this as a bye week for you guys.
That's fine. Do that at your own peril.
Oh, can they come up? Can them Rutgers come and spoil the show? Ooh, that'd be one of the biggest upsets since
Appalachian State beat Michigan.
No, since Riddick Bowe beat Mike Tyson. Not Riddick Bowe, Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas. I'll tell you what. If that happens,
not since Rocky beat Drago.
If that happens, you ain't seeing me Monday. I'll still be partying.
We're going streaking through the quads.
I will be streaking through the quads at Ohio State.
Will there be pandemonium in Piscataway?
Well, no, because the game's in Ohio.
It's in Columbus. It's chaos in Columbus. Chaos in Columbus.
That's not bad. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to use it, but maybe.
Keep it in the holster.
Next.
Henry, there's one more from Aaron Glenn.
Write that down. Chaos in Columbus. Calamity for the Buckeyes in Columbus. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, there's one more from Aaron Glenn I want to play, and this is a very good question that somebody asked him, and probably a very necessary question. Can you tell if a quarterback is elevating everyone around him? Something Aaron Glenn should know how to do as a head coach. Let's see what his answer was.
No, you can. You can. I think when you go back, and that's one thing that I looked at Drake from last year. Even though it wasn't a great year, you saw glimpses of him, go out there playing with some of those young guys that he had. And, man, he was throwing those guys open, getting those guys a chance to make some plays. So you kind of knew that he had that it factor to be able to do that. So I do. I think you can tell with those guys.
I think this is interesting. Well, you can tell if a quarterback is making other guys better.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not all that surprising to hear him say that. It's just they don't have anywhere near anybody who's capable of doing that. And
Force multipliers, right?
Huh?
Force multipliers is what Tannenbaum would say.
Basically, yeah. And is that going to be in any of these guys who are coming out? Anyway, next.
Few injury updates around the league for you guys.
Go.
First up, Sam Laporta. Dan Campbell told reporters today He's undergone a back procedure. He is unlikely to return this season.
Yeah, he went on IR. I know that.
Not what you want.
That hurts.
Ooh.
Next one.
So the tight end, not as big of a factor for the Lions this week.
That's huge for them. Like, it's one thing to have surgery. It's another thing he's done for the year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. That sucks for them.
He's coming up for contract, too.
Not good. Next one for you. Todd Bowles told reporters Bucky Irving out Sunday in L.A. That's a continuation of that. But the team is targeting his return in Week 13 against Arizona.
Mike Florio made that sound like that was a lot worse, though.
Yeah.
He made it sound like he wasn't coming back. Yeah. So I don't know about
Joe
that
Mixon not coming back is something. I don't know what's going on with him.
And one more for you right now. We had an update from Adam Schefter on SportsCenter earlier saying that the Bengals are targeting a return for Joe Burrow to return on Sunday. While his official status, questionable against the Patriots.
It is crazy that he's coming back this quickly. They're 3-7, and the schedule is not an easy schedule. There's the next 4 games. It's pretty much going to end their season, even if it is Burrow.
Yeah, Trey Henderson isn't playing. I think he's out again.
They can't stop anybody.
He has the hip problem. So, and then their first round draft pick isn't playing either.
Was he like Ted Knight and Caddyshack? Oh, my arm! It's broken.
He got
I can't move it.
He got that hip bruise.
Well, their defense is so bad; it's not going to have anything to do with Burrow.
Yeah.
I don't buy that at all. That was Sideline to Sideline. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app. We finish with you on the phone lines at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Anything you got on the NFL, that is all in front of you right after our picks, which are also on the way next.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
At the 5-yard line, handoff, Breece Hall finds a crease, runs left, he's into the end zone for a Jet touchdown. Jets fans, clear the runway and be at MetLife Stadium for Week 13 as your New York Jets take on the Atlanta Falcons. Sunday, November 30th at 1 p.m., presented by New Jersey Lottery. Join us as we celebrate First Responders Day. Don't miss your chance to be at the game. Lock in your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Yeah. 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 2, 3, damn it, let go. Ow. Just got paid Friday night. Party's jumping. Feel all right. Booty shaking. Dancing to the beat. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's Friday. I know it's a little chilly and it could be a little gray, but the sunshine comes from within. Smile today. Smile at somebody and be their sunshine. Don't put on the gray colors like I did. Put on the bright pastels and bring some sunshine. Be like Pleasantville. Be the color for everybody.
Hit it! Pick time. Let's go. Okay.
Way to go, Tom.
Smooth, Tom.
Way to break up the energy. Way to go. Jesus Christ.
I guess we'll do our picks now.
Jiminy Christmas.
Thanks. Kay thought my tease before was energetic, or I don't know if he was being a wise
Did you
ass.
see Carlin getting it in here? I think he hit the Roger Rabbit, man. He was hitting the running man in his day.
I've always wanted to be able to do the running man, and I can't. I've never been able to do it.
It's just making your upper body in sync with your lower body.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's a big problem. All right, here's the deal. Now, again, the two of us were not together on one Friday, so this is 1 week short of picks. But the overall records right now, Bart last week went 2-1. He is over 500 at 17-16.
See, I beat real champion. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Now we turned it up. We turned the subwoofer on.
He doubled up the music.
Did you hit that?
I didn't hit anything.
Nothing.
It's coming from your pot.
Well, all right. Looks like a wire hit it. Seriously, the wire here hit the button. I don't know what's going on here anymore.
Sure. I think Chris is just trying to sabotage the segment because Bart probably has a better record than him.
Saboteur!
Is Patrick Swayze in here?
Oh, my God.
Ghost.
Anyway, so Bart, 17-16 right now. And I am 15-18. That's where we stand at the moment. I went 1-2 last week. Bart went 2-1. Game number 1.
Coming, baby.
Lions at home for the Giants. Detroit, 11.5-point favorites over the Giants. No Jaxson Dart. So it will be Jameis who gets the start. No Sam Laporta for the Lions. Bart, 11.5 points. What do you got?
Yeah, it's gonna be hell to pay for the Giants simply because the Lions were embarrassed outside in the cold against the Philadelphia Eagles. 0 for 5 on 4th down and a fake punt. Yeah, they're gonna get an angry, pissed off Dan Campbell, and he's gonna try and run the score up and get them back on track. They didn't run the ball as often as they did. They wasn't physical at the point of attack. I think they run the ball, reestablished the run. Inside of that dome, just too much speed for the Giants. And I think their defense is going to be eating and hunting. And, yeah.
They're putting up 40?
34 at least.
Wow. For me, give me the Giants plus the points. 11.5 is a lot.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. And listen, if it was Russ, I would lay the 11.5 without even blinking.
But
it's Jameis. So I'll give him a chance. And it's not like the Lions' defense is amazing. It's better.
They held Jalen Hurts to 16 points.
Yeah, that's 16 more than I give up to him. or 16 less than I give up to him.
But the impressive part, they held him to 16 points
you get the point.
After they went for it on 4th down and got it in scoring territory 5 times.
No, I understand. It's first of all, the Eagles' offense has not been the same this year. I think we'd agree on that.
True.
But secondly, I when I think of the Lions, I don't think of a great defense. I think good. I think they're better than they have been.
Yeah.
That might be because Aaron Glenn's gone. I don't know. But I do think the Giants will be able to score some points in the game.
Ooh,
and
Aiden Hutchinson
end up inside that 11.5. That's it. Okay? They lose by 10. That's all. That's all I'll say.
That's all you need. Okay, that's
11.5 is the number, so I will take the Giants plus 11.5. Bart is going to take the Lions minus 11.5. Game 2, the Jets and Baltimore. Also a 1 o'clock game. Baltimore, 13.5-point favorites with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback.
Yeah.
Bart?
I'm going to take the Jets in the points, man. Like, Baltimore Lamar doesn't seem quite right. And I know statistically this defense hasn't surrendered more than 19 points in a couple, in the last 5 outings since Lamar came back 4 games ago.
Won 4 in a row, yeah.
They won 4 in a row. The big one was Minnesota, but even Minnesota could run the ball on them. I think they win. I don't think they're going to win by 13. I think they win by 10, and that's comfortable enough. That's in the league, that's considered a blowout. I just think the defense is good enough to kind of be okay.
So you're going to take the Jets plus 13.5.
Yeah, exactly.
So am I. I don't know really why. I have
13 is damn.
Yeah, listen, it probably has more to do with what you were talking about with the Ravens. Yeah, they've won 4 in a row, but they do not look quite right yet. Now, this might be a get-right situation, but I'm going to roll the dice here. 13.5 is a lot of points.
Could have lost to Cleveland last week.
13.5 is a lot of points. A lot of points. So from that reason, and the fact that I theoretically won't have to watch Justin Fields this week, so it'll give me a reason to watch the game other than, doing my job.
Ray just let me know New York as a city, 25-point underdog.
Collectively. Oh, my God.
And if you add Rutgers to it, it's 50.
A lot more.
56.
Never mind. Well, having said that, I will take the Jets plus the 13.5. So we agree on that. Game 3. We can pick one of 2 games, and I'm going to give you the choice. Do you want to pick the Colts-Chiefs game? Do you want to pick the Eagles-Cowboys game?
Ooh. I got more confidence that the Colts beat the Chiefs, so let's go with something that we don't know. Let's go with the Philadelphia and the Dallas Cowgirls.
Okay, the Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites over the Eagles. What say you?
Listen, I know the stat. I'm going to take that because I'm going to take Dallas.
Now, I said the Eagles are 3.5-point favorites. I meant to say the Eagles are 3.5-point favorites over the Cowboys if I said it the reverse way.
I'm going to take that because I think Dallas, Dak Prescott's record at home against the division, I can't buck the trends. I got to follow the statistics. Like Jay-Z says, men lie, women die, numbers don't.
Right. I'm going to take the Eagles in this game because ultimately I think they thrive in drama. They might lose this game. I think it'll be within the 3.5. The hook is what's got me a little bit. And frankly, the Eagles' defense is really good. No matter how dysfunctional the offense is right now, I get it. The Cowboys have improved. That Eagles' defense is really good.
But the Dallas Cowboys' offense is the number 1 scoring offense in all of football.
I know. I will take the Eagles.
Remember, they played each other at the beginning.
I know.
Without Jalen Carter, but
I understand. I'm getting 3.5 points with an 8-2 team. I'll take it. Or I'm giving 3.5 points with an 8-2 team on the road against a 4-5 team. I will take that. I will take that. I will lay those 3.5 points. So Bart
all right,
and
Diddy, take that.
All right. Our picks. Bart is taking the Cowboys plus 3.5, correct?
Yep.
You are taking the Jets plus 13.5.
Mm-hmm.
You are taking the Lions minus 11.5 over the Giants.
I'm hitting for the cycle.
I am taking the Giants plus 11.5, Jets plus 13.5, and then I am taking the Eagles minus 3.5. Let's talk about that other game for a second while we have a chance. Those are our picks for this Week 12 coming up. Colts-Chiefs. Is this a game that you will, at this point with what we know about the Chiefs, will treat the Colts more seriously with this? The Colts are going on the road. If they beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, where the Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites, they are telling you that game is a pick 'em on a neutral site.
Yeah.
Would you, at this point, believe in what the Colts are if they go into Kansas City and beat the Chiefs, even though the Chiefs are 5-5.
Yeah, what
they
you're
are
saying,
4-1 at home.
What you're saying is this a believe it or not for the coach and Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones, if they don't win, it's going to be put on his back saying, hey, he can't win the big game. We saw this with Sam Darnold last year. But I think Danny Dimes has turned the corner. I know he's turned the ball over a lot in the 2 games that they lost. But I just think that this is a team in Kansas City that is maybe due for a reset. We saw this in New England. New England won a lot of Super Bowls, and then it was a law, and they had to reload and get back together. I mean, this is, I think, the end of this core. We thought we kept saying, wait till Rashid Rice comes back. Everything's going to be different. And it was for a little bit, but it hasn't looked good, and Patrick Mahomes hasn't gotten protected like we thought he would. Now, I know the Josh Smith kid is back, but on the other side, Jawan Taylor's a turnstile. And you talk about, this Colts defense has 29 sacks, has 10 interceptions. This is before Sauce. So now you add Sauce in there, and Lou knows how to play Kansas City. I think conceptually he knows how to play them. I just think this is a game where Jonathan Taylor runs the ball very well, and I think Daniel Jones makes enough plays to be able to get the W.
Jonathan Taylor's got 1,140 yards rushing already.
Yeah.
Already, and we are in week 12, and 15 touchdowns. I know he's not going to be the MVP, but dear God, they should be talking about it more than they are.
I mean, you don't know how it ends. Like, if he has 7 games, if he gets close to 2,000, we'll start saying that.
I mean, Saquon had 2,000 last year, and he didn't win it.
Yeah, but that's because Josh Allen was having a great year. Can you say Josh Allen? What quarterback can you say that's been there? Drake May? Come on, man. You think they're going to give it to Drake May? Nah, hell no.
Do you know what I'll just give you the odds right now on who could win the MVP. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Matthew Stafford.
He's up there. Where is this? Where did this go?
You would think Matthew Stafford. You would think,
I can't see them because we're in New York.
Yeah,
that's why
they'll put Drake May up there, but because they're going to still win a lot of games because their schedule is a joke. But if especially if Indianapolis gets the number 1 seed, they're not going to give it to Daniel Jones. They're going to give the credit to the turnaround to Jonathan Taylor. So,
yeah, listen, I get that. I think he deserves more credit, but you're just not going to get it right now. I just want to give this to you real quick, if I can.
Outside of
Stafford is the leader. May, Josh Allen is 3rd. Taylor is 4th.
Right. Josh Allen,
after last night,
he ain't getting nothing because he got mad turnovers now. He has more turnovers in the last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks than he's had all last year. Last year, he only had 8 turnovers.
Michael Kay is next. Are you not entertained? He will do just that for the next 2 hours. Make sure you let him know how much you appreciate him. He needs to know that. It's Bart Carlin. Enjoy your weekend. Don Hahn and Rosenberg later on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
This whole idea that Joe Shane is just safe and you have nothing to worry about is apparently not true. He's going to do the due diligence. All right, here's a folder on him and a folder on him.